And hello, Cleveland. How the heck is everybody? Yes, this is the Open Chat. I am Diana Clarion, the Lavender Lady, and with me is the one, the only, the brilliant, the beautiful Kate Farr, Bionic Dance. Hello, love. How are you? Oh, well, actually, I've got to install microwave ovens and custom kitchen deliveries and got to move these refrigerators and got to move these color TVs. Oh boy! Stool's here! Yay! Then the neighborhood is shot to hell. Oh my word. I don't know these yeah, huh? Yeah, this my PU meters are operating in lockstep. I hope that means I'm not broken. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Is is the audio broken? Moo! I would hope. The audio is working! Yay! The video isn't working, but the audio is. Oh. Oh, yay, 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 yay. I don't know. Is Amanda is still in Florida or is she back home to Georgia yet? Well, the lore of the lore of the Amanda, yeah. Is Kate not talking? I only hear. Yeah, I saw her say that. Let me look at that really quickly. Okay, let me think about what to do. Then we're gonna do
Hmm.
that. And I hope it works now.
I don't know. Am I audible?
We get to find out because the VU meters are not going in lockstep anymore. Okay, she's still at John's. Alrighty.
Yeah, I saw that. Someone said something about chickens. Oh, apparently now it's working. I
Yay.
like the part where stuff works, 'cause it's better than not working.
Yes, that's true. And if you want it to work, you have to pay it. That's what you have to do. Raise the minimum wage.
Right. Raise the minimum wages of war?
Yes. Raise the wages
Yes.
of
Let's
sin.
slip the bananas of war.
Dio korostu. Oh. Cry papaya. And let's slip the bananas of war. I like that.
Uh, I seem to remember there was something where people were trying to see if banana peels really are as slippery as they would have us believe in cartoons, and I don't know what the verdict was.
What was this, Adam and Jamie or something? Or
It might have been like MythBusters, or it might have just been something I saw in How I Met Your Mother. I don't know, but there was something about like people seeing if banana peels really are slippery, and I don't remember what the results were, even if I was told.
now, if I remember correctly, it was determined that you don't get high smoking banana peels. I think
Yeah,
that
but that
one.
wasn't the question. The question
Right.
was whether they're slippery.
Yeah. Of course, I don't know. You smoke
Hey,
one.
Phoebe's here. I haven't seen Phoebe in a while.
Oh, look at that. Yay, Phoebe. Buggering fuck, she is here.
Yeah.
It is the again, it is the foo foo. and it is so full of poo. Anyway,
Yeah. We're gonna move next to Mr. Drysdale. We're gonna be Beverly Hills, that is.
the verdict
Anyway.
is fresh banana peels are okay.
Hmm.
Old ones, no.
Also, like, I bet it makes a difference what surface they've been placed upon. Like, I would imagine they're not all that slippery on gravel, but like linoleum, I'm sure just goes zip and there you are on your backside.
Sandpaper is slippery on linoleum, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Hmm. And you know, there's a meme that's going around that I have to say I agree with is that quicksand seemed like it'd be a much bigger deal when I was a kid.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
because it was everywhere and everything. Oh my gosh, quicksand! And like, is it even really that? Where do you even find quicksand?
Jeez. I don't know. I've never seen it.
And I get the impression that it doesn't behave at all the way it does in fiction. Like, because the way they make it sound is like it just sort of slowly sucks you down and you can't get out of it because it's like all molassesy or something. You know?
Okay, yeah.
And apparently it's not really like that. I don't know. I
Okay.
read about it at one point, and it's not. I forgot, but it wasn't the way the movies make it look.
Quicksand is a colloid consisting of fine granular material and water. It forms in saturated loose sand when the sand is suddenly agitated. I guess you have to agitate the sand.
Yeah, but still, they make it sound like it'll just slurp you down until you drown in it, and apparently, it doesn't really behave like that. I guess.
Objects in liquefied sand sink to the level at which the weight of the object is equal to the weight of the displaced soil water mix. Well, that makes sense. And the submerged object floats due to its buoyancy.
I do think it'd be funny if like someone is trapped in quicksand and they're flipping out and they're flipping out and they're flipping out, and then it turns out that it only goes up to like mid thigh.
Uh huh.
And they're like, "Oh, I just hit bottom." Okay, you know, it's like because they almost did that in Blazing Saddles, except it was part of the train track. It wasn't like bottom, so that's not quite as funny. But I think it would be funny if you just quicksand. Wait a minute, my feet are touching. I'll be out in a minute, guys. You know.
And then there's this kitty over here who wants all the attention.
Hey, apparently it's Mage's anniversary of uterine expulsion.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. Happy completion of a trip around the sun to you.
Rule number 1, do not fight the sand. Rule number 2, you do not talk about Quicksand Club.
Uh huh.
Rule number 3, no fat chicks.
Was that a rule for Fight Club?
No, but it ought to be. Although, actually, there really weren't any women in Fight Club, were there? I think that was part of the point of it, actually. I mean, like, wasn't that the point of Fight Club? Was like the whole point was to talk to men who don't feel like they're men anymore, or something.
I
Like they
really
don't know
don't
their
know.
place in an ever-changing world. I don't know. I never really understood it. I mean, I've
Ah,
seen the movie twice, and I mean, eh. The
well,
only thing I really like about it is that there's a line in there that, like, its origin amuses the hell out of me. Because, like, what's her face and the other guy, they're just done having sex, and she looks over to him and she says, "I haven't been fucked like that since grade school." Now, originally, that was not the line. And the producers insisted, the studio insisted he take out the original line. He said, "Fine, but you have to keep whatever I put in there." The original line was, "I want to have your abortion." And I'm like, that's I like that line better. That line is so much funnier than the other one. You know, it's like you replaced abortion with pedophilia, and somehow the studio liked it better. What the hell?
Prince Andrew was running the show. I don't know. You know, I mean, really. And then Stool's got it. Stool's got it all figured out. Stool says rule number 4: churn butter.
Yeah, that's Stool for you.
Yep. Stool's got this thing about churning butter.
And
What?
mermaids.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what would he do if he ran into some mermaids churning butter?
Oh,
Would he lose it right there?
I'd want to know where they got the milk from.
Do you really
And
want to know?
how do they? Well, and how do they keep it in one place? You know, I mean, it's a liquid. It
Right,
would just sort of
right.
go everywhere, wouldn't it? You know, we went down this rabbit hole before, and we ended up with video of whales pooping. So let's just stop, okay?
Moo.
I'm just saying, because that is a mental of like I have seen it and cannot unsee what it looks like when a whale takes a dump.
Yeah, it's definitely um, unique.
Only slightly less unattractive than Stool's baby pictures.
Oh, Maid says, of course Hollywood would like pedophilia better. They seem to be in competition with the Catholic Church on that front.
True enough, I suppose.
Dayu Korostu. I did mention that I was informed that that translated to "I give you scabies," right?
No.
Well, now you know.
Is so the other one is the one that's fermentation then. Daprojnie, that one?
Dabrozhnie, Dabrozhnie, yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Daprojnie. Uh,
Okay, Phoebe says mermaids get milk from sea cows. Okay,
okay.
she's got a point. She's got a point.
Still, I'm just trying to picture like the underwater gymnastics necessary to go through just to store mermaid breast milk. I mean, like, you know, lots of hermetically sealed jars and stuff.
Would they have to be hermetically sealed? Could they
Well, they'd
simply
have to
be?
be sealed in enough that the milk couldn't get out and diffuse into the water. And I realize you were trying to set yourself up for a really bad joke. Consider this me saving you from yet another public embarrassment.
I was just going to ask if watertight would be enough. You know? No, huh?
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to go from hermetically to some other Greek or Roman god, from Hermes to whatever.
Moo.
Yeah. I have to admit, like, it I mean, it's not that it took me a second. It took me a second to be okay with the idea that if people settled Mercury and started spawning and everything, they'd be known as Hermians. I mean, it makes sense, but like I would prefer if it was derived from Mercury rather than Hermes.
Okay, okay.
I'm just saying. You know, I mean, Mercurians is kind of a mouthful, but still.
They wouldn't be hernians.
No. Does make me
Hernias.
wonder though about like other like natives of other worlds kind of thing, like within our solar system. Like it took me a while to figure out that people from Jupiter would be Jovians, because you're sure as fuck not getting that from the word Jupiter. You know, that kind of thing. It makes me wonder, like people from Uranus are fart goblins, we know, but really, Uranians, Uranusinians, Urani? I mean, what the fuck? What's a citizen of Uranus? And yes, I know, butt goblin. Seriously though, what?
Oh, let me think here. That would have to be something like butt munch, I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of like I've seen, Ganny mead, but where's Ganny rum and Ganny vodka?
Uh huh. Ganny beer,
Ganny beer, yeah, Ganny ale, Ganny porter. I don't know.
Ganny
Ganny
stout.
IPA.
Oh my. Was that a
Yeah.
thing only recently, or did IPAs exist before they became trendy?
I have no idea. You were asking the wrong person. The only beer I know a damn thing about is root and ginger.
I actually had a root beer yesterday.
Yeah.
I hadn't had a root beer in years.
I'm not really sure why this became a thing in my brain, but as far as I'm concerned, root beer is the only soda that should be drunk with pizza.
Okay, okay. No
And it's
co-
just there's something about it just says to me, that this is how it should be.
no Coca-Cola.
It, I mean, it's so generic. It's supposed to be root beer,
Okay.
just something that makes sense. It at a gut level, so to speak. It just makes sense.
So if you've got root beer, do you have stem beer and leaf beer? Curious, that's all.
I mean, I've heard of birch beer, but I'm not really sure what it is.
I gonna go look. Because you knew
I
I
mean, I
was gonna
think
do
it's
that anyway.
remarkably similar to root beer, but still a little bit different. But like, I think it's similar to whatever its usual form is, in the same way that like sarsaparilla is similar to root beer. You know what I'm getting at?
Ugh, foo. Okay, according to this thing, the primary difference between birch beer and root beer is in their primary ingredient. The first one contains a birch bark, while the second recipe includes sassafras root. Plus,
Sassafras.
root beer recipes contain various herbs like alpert and no, such as ginger, anise, molasses, cinnamon, clove, honey, licorice, and wintergreen.
All
Okay.
right.
Moo, 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 moo. I haven't had birch beer in I don't know how long.
Not entirely certain I could really identify it in a taste lineup, to be honest. I don't know what makes it unique.
It's still been, oh my word, it's still been years and years and years and years and years since I've had a good root beer.
Yeah, but the way you usually define good when it comes to food is not reliable.
Well, the root beer I used to have, God, it would have a head and everything. There was some
Well,
body to it.
head, body, are you having a beverage or an autopsy?
Yes. Oh, daju korostu.
I don't even want to hear about your root beer's colon.
Mage likes birch beer. Mage says birch beer is good. And Phoebe says silver birch wine is nice.
Wonder if they have larch beer.
You know what I'm doing, right?
I do, yeah. Well, I mean, I have honestly genuinely wondered like how many lives were thrown away just in like trying to find out what around you was edible more than once, you know? And cuz a lot of people had to be just munching down on a lot of stuff and waiting a day or two to see if it gave them the trots. And I wonder how much of our cuisine is just basically based around, well, fraternity pranks and initiation rituals.
Yeah, there you go. That works. That works. Well, what I
I
want to
mean,
know is, how did we
yeah,
get around to eating the stuff that is generally considered not poisonous, but not exactly edible either? I mean, how did we come to eat onions and garlic?
they taste good.
And not everybody seems to think so.
Yeah, but those people are wrong.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Well, I mean, I guess people are allowed to be wrong. They shouldn't be, but still, I mean, yeah, well, I've noticed there are some things that taste nasty raw, but if you cook them right, they're good. And I mean, I wonder how much that has to do with it.
Yeah, but if you cook an onion, it loses all its flavor.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point. The flavor of an onion is nasty.
It's yummy and tasty.
It's nasty, but when you cook it, oh my gosh, hamina hamina. It's kind of the same way with that provolone cheese that they were putting on that triple cheese pesto thing I was getting. The provolone they use when it's melted, it doesn't smell like something that was flushed anymore. And it
Oh.
actually tasted good. So, like I say, cooking can alter the flavor in a way that makes it. Well, I'm sorry. I like milder flavors unless it comes to actually like spicy, like peppers and stuff.
And raw garlic.
It's kind of like the cheeses I prefer tend to be the less stinky ones, tend to be the softer cheeses like your Monterey Jacks, your mozzarellas, that kind of thing. You know?
With raw garlic.
Well, yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's happening?
I just got an email about something that's actually inconsequential, but the subject line seemed to make it sound like the USPS and my bank were conspiring to make things slower.
Oh,
Turns out it was a
yay.
miscommunication.
Oh, Mage says he's growing Egyptian walking onions. Took a taste of a small piece and was tasting onion for 3 hours. Okay. That sounds tasty. I like that idea. Ah, yes. And Perry.
Also, I really like American cheese. I mean, like, the stuff that comes in that foil packet that you get in like an MRE or the really good mac and cheese. The stuff that looks like it probably should come with radiation warning labels where you're not sure if it's yellow or orange exactly, but it's got to be one or the other. And you're pretty sure if you shined a black light at it, the light would come back to you 3 times, its original strength. That kind of American cheese, oh, drool, drool, drool.
Oh, my.
Well, I like it anyway.
Okay,
It's better than
anyway.
that stuff that's covered in blue mold.
Ah, that's good.
Look at this. I'm going to eat something that's extra spoiled.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. No,
Weirdo.
I haven't heard this one. Phoebe
What?
says, have you heard USPS is considering allowing people to fax from the post office to make money and save the post office?
Who the hell uses faxes anymore?
That's what I wondered. Well, I
I
guess.
mean, anything that I might have sent as a fax, I can now send as email. The only reason why I would ever send something by the post office is if it was like it needed a physical signature or it was a keepsake or a memento or something.
Well, the dialysis clinic people told me that they fax everything between branches of their offices.
Hmm.
Something about security or something. I don't know how that works, but.
I guess it makes sense. I mean, when I was working in video games, the amount of like quadruple redundancy built into our backup system was crazy pants. Like, I mean, literally every time you press the save key, it backs that up.
Moo, moo.
And me, I'm a compulsive saver. I'm always worried that something's going to crash on me. So um, I can only imagine the storage capacity they needed, especially back in like, what was it, 2001? I was working there. I mean, hard drive space was at a premium back then.
Well, let's see now. A compulsive saver. They also call that a hoarder, right?
No.
No? Just checking. Parrish still uses foxes on rare occasion. I mean, faxes. There we go.
Um, I think the plural should be faxin.
Yes.
Because you know what? Like Germanic plurals are funny.
Oh, day is all sorts of fun. There are actually some
No, no,
rules involved.
funny, hilarious, comedic, amusing, funny.
They have,
Not fun, funny.
but there's some wonderful, great rules.
No, no, they're just funny. Not fun, hilarious, amusing, silly, but not entertaining. No. It's just fun to end something with N to make it plural because it sounds wacky. Like foxen to rhyme with oxen, you
And
see.
boxen.
Yeah, I guess. And toxin.
Yes. And coxon. And, well, no, that's something else. That's maritime.
Flaxen and waxen and Traxon and Jackson. I don't know.
Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter.
Winkin, blinkin, and nod.
Yes. Now,
Wolfram and Hart,
I don't know if
which you
I'm.
wouldn't understand because you're not educated like the rest of us.
Dosane betraye. Okay.
Hands up in the chat if you know Wolfram and Hart, the law firm of Wolfram and Hart. Anyone? Come on, tell me you know it.
I know tungsten.
No, it's not the same thing. All right, I guess no one here has watched Angel. Wait a minute. If Amanda's still here, she should know who Wolfram and Hart are.
Moo.
It's an evil law firm. You see, Wolfram and Hart is actually Wolf, Ram, and Hart. You see, Hart, Hart.
Okay.
And so it's their like a witchcraft law firm. You see.
Alrighty, I get it.
Yeah.
Is it sort of like Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe?
Yeah, but less dippy.
Move beef.
You know what? Maybe there's just a lot of lag here because, like, someone there's just answering now, and maybe because that'd be like what, a minute or two of lag at least.
Feels like it. Hi, Pendleton. How are ya? Great to have you aboard. Tell us where you found us in the chat, and then.
Well, I know that name, so probably from me.
Oh, okay. And tell all your friends.
Yeah. See, I did post the link to this around a little bit
Yay!
because people might actually watch it if they knew it existed. It's a weird idea, I know, but I came up with it all on my own.
It's amazing. It is.
Yeah, I can totally brain today.
Oh, wow. Yay.
I like brain as a verb. It's a good one. Especially if you can actually do it.
Yeah, Kitty knows about Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Yeah.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Oh.
What can I tell you?
Um, I don't know. What can you tell me? I mean, I've probably heard all of it before.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can probably tell you, and then you'll have heard all of it. And Pendleton says, long time.
Yeah, it has been, I think, I guess. I don't know. Has it been? I'll be honest, between, what the seizures did to my memory and the fact that I've been around for so long, it gets difficult to keep track of who's who anymore. And it's also it's difficult to make sure everyone knows there's no offense meant. It's just, my gray matter has kind of spoiled a little.
You is getting old.
No, I had fucking seizures, and I'm also on pot.
Oh my. Well, is that like smoking crawdads and first you need a little pot?
No,
No.
no. Hey, what's the difference between a crawdad and a crayfish, and a crawfish for that matter, anyway?
The hell
Are
if
they all
I
the same
know.
thing? Are they just different names for the same thing?
I have no idea. I grew up on the shore of Lake Erie, not the Mississippi River.
Well, but I mean, I've heard crayfish, crawfish, crawdad, crawdaddy. I don't know if they're all the same thing, just like different regionalisms, or if there's some way to distinguish one to the other. It's like, are we just talking lingo here, or is it like seals and sea lions?
Well, those are different thingy doos, right?
Well, but the point is that most people don't know which the hell one is which just looking at them, because they don't know it's the ears, silly. But that I'm wondering if it's the same with crayfish, whatever, or if it's just different names for the same thing. Like, because there are places where you look at those, what are those things called, roly polies and pill bugs and June bugs and all that shit,
Oh, the
and it just depends.
isopods.
And it just depends where you're from, which regional word you use for that. I'm just wondering if it's the same thing with crayfish, crawfish, crawdad, crawdaddy, etc., etc.
Well, we is going to look at sea
Okay, see, here we
talking.
go. Here we go. We got a couple of people in the chat already saying, yeah, they're the same thing, just different words for it. So, asked and answered.
Okay, then. Yeah, they are the same eminent. May depend much on where you live. Louisianans often say crawfish. Okay.
I just look at them and I say mini lobsters,
They look
because they
like
kind of look that way.
they look tasty.
Yeah, but you'd eat anything.
Well, that's what you get for being raised by Eastern Europeans.
I guess. I'm kind of glad I wasn't. I mean, I'm sorry, but a lot of the food you've described sounds just pure ass nasty.
Like kishka, yummy and tasty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anything made with innards. Thank you, but no thank you. You can have my share.
But that's the best part.
Then you can have my share. I don't know whether, I mean, this is working out best for everybody. Why you fighting?
Moo.
Just saying.
Oh my! But I tell you, I used to be able to eat cheap that way. Not so much
Well,
anymore.
well, you remember when coffee didn't used to be a luxury item? Like we didn't have the mochachinos and the frappuccinos
Oh
and the,
yeah, right.
soy decaf half fat lattes and all of that stuff. Mind you, I didn't drink coffee then either. In fact, I think it was making coffee something closer to hot chocolate that got me started drinking it at all. But even so, it didn't used to be like there wasn't such a thing as designer coffee, and that there is now actually amuses the hell out of me, especially given how particular people can be about their designer coffee.
Yeah, I come from a time when there was Hills Brothers and Chase and Sanborn. That was about it. Oh, and Maxwell
I
House. Can't
don't know
forget
what any
Maxwell
of that
House.
is.
Say
I,
again.
I just remember like Sanka was the decaf brand, and there were all the others. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't. Is Nescafe a thing? I don't remember. Folgers. That was another one I remember. Folgers.
it's a mountain cron.
Uh,
The richest
We've
kind.
secret we've secretly replaced the coffee in this restaurant with new Folgers crystals. You remember those?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sorry, but I could always tell when it was instant coffee.
Thing is, though, is like it makes me wonder what they're going to come for next. What item that everyone just figures is, pretty decent. I like it. It's just a staple. And then someone gets their hands on it and turns it into like every specialty flavor there. I mean, they're already doing it with ramen noodles. I remember a time when you had like pork, chicken, beef, and what they called at the time Oriental flavor. These days it's usually soy sauce flavor, but whatever. And now you've got like, chili and roast chicken and roast beef and Thanksgiving dinner flavor ramen and everything you get, and Cheetos has like flamin' hot and all of those and stuff. And don't get me wrong, a lot of them are really, really good. It's just that I wonder what they're going to do that to next. You know,
Well, the
like
one
what
that
hasn't been turned into that.
the one that really got me was when you were doing the taste tester one day with that stuff. What is it like? Thanksgiving flavored soda pop
Oh, but
and
that's just novelty stuff. I'm talking, what do they think will actually be like in stores for a good long time?
oy,
I mean, like, how pumpkin spice is the trend everyone loves to run down,
eek.
and they're pumpkin spicing everything. Well, I mean, what about well, I mean, what comes next? What item or flavor or something, I mean, hell, I'm pretty sure you can get like backyard barbecue flavor potato chips now where it tastes just like the grill dad used to bake steaks on or something, you know?
Yeah, even with all the unburnt lighter fluid.
I'm just saying though, is like I wonder what the next turn this into something will be, you know?
Oh my, that one I really am not too knowing, but I'm gonna do. If you don't mind, I'm gonna grab a swallow of something because I really need some analgesic right now.
Skeptic Mafia, I am not officially diagnosed as neurodivergent. Well, I mean, unless ADHD counts. But even then, that diagnosis might be wrong because it's probably fucking autism. So, I mean,
Oh,
yeah, but not really
oh, I
officially
need analgesic.
diagnosed accurately yet. Because when the ADHD was diagnosed, I was pretty young and they didn't even really know about autism, or at least not Asperger's, not high functioning
It is the
autism. They didn't know about
biggie,
that
it is
yet.
the boo
Not really.
it is the
But
fishy,
yes,
it is the
neurodivergent.
fool.
And like, okay, she stopped. Never mind. Why do you ask? Skeptic Mafia. Ugh. What what the heck is
Okay.
Kopi
Now I can take
Kopi
some
Luwak?
analgesic and it
Luwak?
won't do a
Luwak? What?
damn
I don't
thing.
know what that is. Ko, Kopi Loop. Is that some sort of fish? It sounds like fish.
Ow.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh. You're wrong about what?
Nothing. I'm never wrong.
Oh, okay. Oh, my. Let
I
me.
don't know. Skeptic Mafia was asking about neurodivergency, and yes. Oh, ew! Not the stuff from Civet droppings. Oh, I've heard of that. It's grody, grody, grody.
Oh, this stuff. You feed it to the cat and it shits it out, and then you make coffee with it.
Why would you do that? It sounds so foul. Or feel annoyed, but still,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
that's not the kind of pussy I eat.
Oh my. Okay.
I mean, unless that somehow gets you really fucking high, I can't imagine the appeal of pre-digested coffee beans.
Who was the first person to get the idea to make coffee with civet shit?
Someone who is really just that fucking drunk. I have to imagine that's where a lot of cuisine came from. I mean, I know I haven't mentioned Jim Jeffries in a while on this show, but I am a fan, and he has a whole routine about figuring out how to make foie gras. Like, who
Oh,
was the first person to
jeez.
figure out, like let's force feed a goose, not let it barf it up, give it liver cancer or whatever, cirrhosis of the liver, and then eat the liver. What?
I tell you,
Someone had to figure that out.
that is just
I,
seriously.
yeah.
I wonder if it came from a sadist doing a horrible thing to gooses, and then someone said, "Well, we can't let this dead goose go to waste. I'll eat it." And then it turns, "Oh, hey, this is tasty." You know,
Sorry, I had to say something in the chat.
Dayo Karaya.
Well, it's the Paris said I just picked my Christmas present. And I'm like, if it ain't from here, post wish list, I don't want it. So, yeah. That is one thing. Like, a lot of well meaning but misguided people over the years have sent me books, but they're tree pulp versions of those books, and I'm very unlikely to read that. But like, if it was a digital copy, I probably woulda. But for some reason, telling like my Amazon wish list that I want the Kindle version of a book and not the paperback or whatever, it doesn't work. Like you can't specify that.
You can't?
Apparently not. Or I've
Oh.
tried a couple of times and it's always gone wrong. So maybe I have to like say I want the book and put it on my wish list from my Kindle and not from the website. Maybe that's what I have to do.
There were a
I
couple
don't know.
things that I put on a wish list that came in several forms, and when I had the form I wanted showing on the Amazon page, and then I saved that, that's what went to the wish list.
Yeah, see, that's what I did. It didn't work.
Oh, that's
And also, I've discovered recently that all of the like size and color information for the T-shirts I've put on there are fucked up too. I'm tempted to take all of those off just in case somebody decides to start sending me stuff again, and like I'll get all the wrong shit because Amazon can't keep track of my preferences. You know.
I don't know. They could build new fulfillment centers or whatever they call them everywhere, but they can't send the right stuff to the people's.
Well, they can't get the website to properly record your preferences, is what the problem is.
There you go. I did mention that they're building a shipping depot out here, didn't I?
Yeah. But in any event, I don't know. I just, I'm tempted to take all of those items off my wish list just in case.
Jeez, what do you have
Most of them
left?
are novelty. Most of them are novelty T-shirts anyway, and I've probably stopped being amused by them quite some time ago.
Well, what do you have left if you take off everything that comes in a size and a color?
A lot of board games mostly.
Oh, okay. Board games are fun.
Like, let's see. Well, and a flat of Red Bull. Let's see. Board game. One of those gigantic cat wheels, like a hamster wheel for a cat.
I don't
Uh,
think I've seen one of those.
should probably take off this copy of Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow on Blu-ray, or just deprioritize it quite a bit because I don't need it that much. It's streaming and I have it on DVD. I'm not sure how much will be added by Blu-ray. Let's see. Well, there's a book, board game sticker, kitchen implement,
Oh boy.
DVD, novelty prop, both from Ghostbusters, Blacklight, pop-up book of phobias, board game, uh, demisexual lesbian flag, astronaut ice cream, and a jacket that did actually let me specify because it only needed size, and also some melatonin capsules. So, I mean, if I removed the, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, actually, I guess it's only five t-shirts. There's still plenty on there that's not t-shirty.
Alrighty then. Okay, reasonable.
Yeah. I don't know. If my income gets back up to where it was when I was still making videos as much as I was, I'll probably just buy all of the fucking t-shirts and then, be done with it. So then I'll have them and the other stuff is still there.
Okay then.
What
Stuff
else?
and things.
I mean, how many of these shirts do I really need?
Yes.
In fact, I can definitely get rid of that one.
I don't know what I've got to do. I've got to go looking through my stuff. I've got so many T-shirts, and I think there are T-shirts I haven't worn in 3 or 4 years.
I mean, like, okay, the one here that says, my cough is from smoking weed, not COVID. I gotta have that one.
Daio yeah, that might be good for another 6 months or so.
And the one that says, nobody knows I'm a lesbian, I kind of actually feel like I do need that one. For some reason, people can't tell at first glance. And then there's the one that says, I paused my game to be here. I like that one. I kind of have to have that one.
Moo.
I don't necessarily need the really cool looking sunset one, though. I mean, I like it. I don't need it. Also, it probably won't look nearly as good on me as it does on the model.
Yeah, well, that's given.
I mean, I'd be happy to look like that in that shirt or otherwise.
What do we have here? Okay, moo, 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 moo.
You
Let's
know,
see if we
I
can egg the fleek here.
I only want that thing because, like, well, me in the 80s, and that is a very 80s looking sunset right there. And I do love those sort of like the ringer shirts. So, yeah.
Moo.
I don't know. Is it possible to be like a connoisseur of casual fashion? It seems like it's a contradiction in terms, doesn't it?
It does.
But if anyone is good at dressing down, it's me. I'm just saying.
I used to be damn good at dressing up. I just don't have anywhere to go to be all dressed up.
Wait.
Here we go.
Huh.
What?
No, sorry. I'm just. I must be remembering something badly. Oops. Oh well. Hmm.
Well,
Anyway, so kind of have this thing happening tomorrow morning with my parents.
oh boy, that sounds like fun. What's going
Yeah.
on?
Well, um, we have a neutral third party to act as kind of like a moderator or referee, so I can sit down and kind of have it out with them. I mean, obviously, it's going to have to be virtual, but there will
Yeah.
be someone there to keep us from, going too far off the rails, basically. I don't know how that's going to go or what it will accomplish, but
Gonna
we'll
air
see, I
all your
guess.
gonna air all your grievances.
Damn right I am.
Okay then.
So we'll see how it goes, I suppose.
I mean, I thought you had tried that several times already, but
Well, the thing is, like, I told them what was required, which was this, like, us back and forth in real time with a go between. And it took them forever to actually understand that, yeah, that's really what I meant.
what did they think you meant?
They thought I meant that I wanted someone, like, through whom we could exchange messages. Someone who would basically, like, act as a proxy. Like, they would go, okay, well, here's what your parents said, and then she'd go back to them and go, okay, here's what Kate said, and back and forth like that.
It
Where,
doesn't
you
seem
know,
very efficient.
no, and it was really starting to get to me, and I was like, this is not what I told you to find if you wanted to talk to me. And it seems like they've finally gotten it through their thick skulls what I want.
No, you have to get it
So,
through the thick skulls that you're pissed off at them for running away to Mexico.
yeah, well,
Personally, I don't see what anybody sees in Mexico that's better than what's in the U.S. And that's not to say that the U.S. is all that great. It's just that saying Mexico's
well,
pretty much a shithole.
I'd say
Uh,
it depends where in the US and where in Mexico. I mean, by comparison, there's parts of the US where Tijuana is definitely better.
well, yeah, I can believe that.
I mean, that's part of the problem is, like, I might have been more willing to compromise on the Mexico thing, more willing to not see it as a personal insult, if they had chosen a part of the country I'd actually want to go. Instead of a place that seems custom designed to keep me away. Because they chose a place with, like, as many Kate unfriendly attributes as you could find without it being cold and everyone speaking French. So, I mean, seriously, like with wild dogs running around everywhere, and then it's like, oh, but you'll still visit us, right? Bullshit. They know perfectly well what they were doing when they chose a dog laden site. When their kid has been phobic since age 2.
Wolf
If they
beef.
didn't know what they were doing, they were pretty goddamn careless.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't necessarily put that past them.
Yeah, more and more I've come to realize my parents actually are kind of dumb. I mean, like, it's weird though, because intelligence seems to come in flavors, in varieties. Like my dad can be really, really good with practical things, with numbers and logistics, but personal interaction, man, he dumb. He's one of the ones who runs away from interpersonal conflict and never lets anything get resolved.
Oh, yeah, that kind of people. Gee, I don't know
Yeah.
anybody like that.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to think of a way to describe my mom as intelligent at all. I mean, I'm sure she's smart about certain things, but there's a certain kind of self-centered naivete that is just gets in the way of making it seem like she has an IQ. Plus, I swear, I know I've mentioned this incident before, and I'm going to mention it again. There was that time I was trying to explain something to her, and it wasn't getting through. My dad comes in, says exactly the same thing, verbatim, word for word, almost same tone, and then my mom understands it. There is some mental block that basically says info coming from me is invalid.
Anything that sounds like Kate, yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it after a while, it's hard not to take that personally.
Oh my. And I have no idea, it's just as easily meant personally as not meant personally.
And that's the hell of it, too. Is like either my parents are extraordinarily clueless or really, really Machiavellian levels of devious. And I don't know which the fuck one it is, but I do know that I don't really trust them very much.
I don't kind of blame you. Or kind of don't blame you or some shit like that.
I understand what you mean.
It is the fufu.
Yeah. But, in other news,
Oh boy.
I'm just saying I'm not sure how interesting I can be today. I will say this much though. I am less than 5 minutes from needing to feed the cats.
Oh wow. And then if I wanted to be interesting, I suppose I could set myself on fire.
Well, that would definitely not be boring. I guarantee it.
Yep.
I'm not sure if that is enough to recommend it.
There we go. Set a litter of kittens on fire one by one. No?
Well, I'm reading what Skeptic Mafia here because that seems a very delayed reply, but um I would like to better understand that as well, actually, how the subject of behavioral evolution, neurodivergencies, and LGBTQ, WTF, BBQ plus brains are to one another. I'd be interested in that as well, actually. Being like neurodivergent and queer. My own darn self, I mean.
Yes. It's amazing how you don't get any of this stuff singly. You get big packets. Sort of a smorgasbord.
Well, I don't know. I know some people where it's like, yeah, I'm bipolar and that's it, or, I'm depressed and that's it. I know a few people who only have one. I mean, if it's going to be something, though, like autism, yeah, that seems to come part and parcel with ADHD or vice versa or something. It's like if you got one, there's a real high chance you got the other. But, like maybe not so much with clinical depression, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. I'm just talking out of my ass. I freely admit. I know enough to know I don't know.
Yeah, when you talk out of your arse, what does it sound like? Farts?
Kinda.
Okay.
If not farts, then Charlie Brown's teacher.
Wah, 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 wah. Wah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the Martians.
No, there's not. Yeah, 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 yeah. Enough of that. Enough of that. Stop it, you. Yeah.
Whoever wrote that was really, really sick.
Columbia is giving me that look. It is not time to be fed yet. There is still less than 1 minute. Hush, you. Okay, now it's time to feed you. I'll be right back.
I could just see the cat standing there with a stopwatch. Oh my, oh my. Oh, I remember the good old days in that bombed out shell of a house when I would go to the 5-gallon bucket I kept the food in. God, those cats would be all over me. They were constantly hungry. Which did not help my budget. But that's just the way it goes. Oh my word! And then what else do we have going on, kids? What good stuff is happening in the various corners of the earth where all you kids are? Should I force feed a goose?
There, I have fed the kitties into a wood chipper.
Oh, yay! Should I force feed a goose?
Sure, what are you going to force feed it? Pop Tarts?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, no, better yet, Captain Crunch.
Yeah, there we go, there we go.
I don't know why I went to breakfast food.
And it would be nice if gooses went on sale again.
Not sure I've ever actually eaten goose.
I like.
But I've had chicken, I've had turkey, I've had ostrich. I'm not sure I've ever had pheasant or quail. Uh, I've had duck, but I don't think I've ever had like goose, like
Okay,
a goose, like a I don't know a goose breast.
okay, for goose, think duck, only greasier.
But duck is so greasy to begin with.
Uh huh.
Ugh.
Goose is a
Why would people eat? Ugh,
goose is a really, really fatty bird.
yuckity. I mean, like I had a hard time actually finishing that duck, whatever it was I had at the Vietnamese place that time. It was so oily and gross.
Okay. Now, I happen to like duck and goose. I mean, not every day, mind you, but they are yummy and tasty.
Aren't they
And,
like expensive?
oh, God, yes.
Hey,
The
here's a weird question for you. Like, if you want to get eggs that aren't chicken eggs, where do you even have to go to get them?
the only place I know is to go to a farm.
Because, like, apparently, like, quail egg and duck egg and other, like, goose eggs and stuff, apparently those are good, but I don't know.
Well, I really like duck eggs. Yeah. Um,
What's different about them?
they're richer than chicken eggs.
Okay.
If you can imagine yolkier.
Well, the thing is, though, that, like, okay, sunny side up egg with the yolk still runny is tasty as fuck. But if you let the yolk solidify, it becomes bitter and acrid and gross.
Yeah, and I guess that's just the way
Sulfury.
yeah, well, I guess there are the sulfur compounds in the yolk, and I think that's one of the reasons it's yellow.
Right. But what I guess what I'm getting at is to me, the flavor of yolkiness has two possibilities. And if one of them gets richer, yay. But if the other one does, vomit.
Well, to me, it's the sunny side up here, yolkier,
Oh,
rather
so
than
the stuff I said was good then.
yeah, uh huh.
Right on. All right.
Really, really yummy and tasty. The last time I had duck eggs was what 3 years ago. The only reason I had them was that she had ducks on her property, so collected the eggs. Um,
Mm.
I have had chicken eggs right out of the chicken, and
Ooh,
those are tastier, in my opinion, than the stuff that's been on the grocer.
that's not the end of an egg. It's the beginning of a chicken.
Da da da. Yep. I mean, you have to be of the mind where you don't mind chicken shit on the shell.
Hmm. Now, I never actually did have this happen to me, but I know at least one of my parents did, where you crack an egg and there is kind of a chicken inside of it.
Yeah, that's
You know,
happened to me once
like
or
a half
twice.
formed.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they missed one. I don't know.
Yeah, it's happened to me a couple times.
I haven't actually like. I forget if I was present when it happened and I only caught a glimpse or what, but I remember hearing about it and not actually having it happen to me.
I think the last time I had that happen to me was, oh, maybe sometime in the late 60s. It was that long ago.
Hmm.
I think maybe they're getting better at sorting out the fertilized eggs. What I get now, and I actually go to the store and buy the jumbo eggs expressly to have this happen, is the eggs with multiple yolks inside.
Okay.
Yeah, because those jumbo eggs, about one every five, I'll crack it open and two yolks will be in that one shell. And I just kind of like,
Twins.
yeah, I kind of like that idea.
Hmm. I don't know. I have that food coloring. I've been trying to figure out if it's even possible to make green eggs and ham to look like the book version of green eggs and ham, where it's the yolks that are green. I suppose you'd have to use a syringe.
Yeah, this would be kind of difficult, wouldn't it? I mean, when you're making the yolks look green, you'd have to pierce the membrane and you get the yolk running all over. Fuck.
I mean, unless the syringe was small enough. You know, the needle, I mean.
Yeah, I'd have to work on that one.
Well, I mean, like, there are times where you could, like, pierce the membrane of something, but surface tension will still keep whatever was in there in if the hole is small enough.
Moo.
But again, I'm kind of talking out of my butt on that one. I'm just guessing. And again, remember, kind of high, so I could easily be wrong on everything I've said.
Yeah, okay. I can accept that.
Did you just say yolk, eh?
You okay?
Yes, yolk. Okay, you see.
The yolk's on you.
Waka waka waka. No, not Pac-Man. Fozzie Bear.
I'll have to dig around for my Fozzie Bear stuff. I have one
You
or
have
two.
Fozzie Bear stuff?
I have one or two seasons of the Muppet Show here.
Oh, I see. I always liked Fozzie and Gonzo best.
Well, of the people that appeared on the Muppet Show, I think the Swedish Chef was my number one. But of all
Well,
the Muppet
but
characters, it was definitely the Count.
I like you know, Fozzie because he's funny, even especially since he's the kind of fail funny that's still funny, and of course Gonzo is just a nut bar.
Yes,
So and I like nut bars too.
but the Count was so much fun. You know, one stick up my ass. Two sticks up my ass. You know, one of those deals.
I guess I don't think it's all that funny.
Could you just see the Count on Sesame Street counting butt plugs?
Probably not. I have a feeling that I will never be in a position to see that.
Mommy, what is he counting?
Yeah. Well, there's all those stories about kids finding mommy's massager, and having no idea
Oh,
what the frick it is.
yeah, I don't know if you were there for that story or not involving tornado.
I don't know. I may be mixing it up with some other stories.
When he comes out carrying the massager, "Mommy, what's this?" With all with the company around in the living room.
Nice.
Yeah, that's our tornado.
Well, I'm going to assume he genuinely didn't know what it was.
Well, he was quite young, if I remember correctly.
Even so,
Mm, I don't know. He is our tornado. Yeah, there's no replacing him.
darn it. Nah, it's cool. Though you have to
uh,
admit, he is a bit of an easy target.
oh yeah, absolutely. That's what endears him to me.
Well, yeah, but it's also a huge source of a lot of his stress, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, people don't necessarily treat him as well as perhaps they ought.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, even I'm guilty sometimes.
Just look at what I've been saying. I mean, that's the thing. That's the difficulty. So maybe some of you don't get it of holding back really clever but extraordinarily cruel jokes. You know, or it's like, oh, I wish I could say that. That's like the world's most perfect pun, but if I say it, I'll lose so many friends. Those kinds of jokes.
Yeah, huh?
It's not even necessarily something I believe. It's just something I believe deep in my heart is hilarious. You know, that kind of thing.
Just a thing to make you many much friends. And then
I
there's
have
this
to say,
kitty.
I really do find it irritating when people cannot or will not compartmentalize enough to find something funny, even when they find it personally disgusting. Like I can laugh at a really just cruel and evil joke that hits a group of which I'm a part. There's some really nasty lesbian jokes out there that I think are hilariously funny, regardless. You know,
Moo.
so it's like, eh, well, whatever.
Oh. Now we have this
I,
kid.
I, I wish we lived in a world where people are willing to say, okay, I don't agree with any scrap of that, but it's still very funny.
We have this
You
kid.
know
We have this kitty over here who wants all the attention
why?
because she's a attention whore.
Oh,
Yes.
I wonder, like, whether or not the like Teflon bits of my rice cooker will be damaged if I use food coloring while cooking rice.
I don't think so. Don't take my word for it,
Because
but I don't think so.
I have some rice and I have some food coloring. I could do some interesting things with rice and food coloring, I bet.
You can have blue rice.
Yeah, I could. But then that makes me have to ask, what color do I make the meat? It's ground turkey, so it'll cook up kind of a weird grayish, which actually is pretty good for coloring.
How about green?
So green and blue,
Let's see, green meat
because
and blue
blue
rice.
rice and green, hmm,
I mean,
might be
red, that's
better.
just too pedestrian, right?
I guess I don't know. Well, okay, and the only I do have purple available to me as well as a color.
Yeah, but blue and purple, would that be
Oh,
too
purple and
close?
red. Purple and green. In fact, purple and green is used quite frequently and I hate Tim Burton, but he uses that color scheme all the time. And it does sort of read evil and maybe even diseased to people. If you have like, purple, black, and green together, it screams Halloween. It screams like these are the socks a witch wears or something, you know?
That sounds like an interesting poetic title. These are the socks a witch wears. Okay.
Well, regardless, my point being that it's it's a very frequently used color scheme, and well, it's one I have available to me.
Now, wait a minute. I'm just looking at this. This is weird.
What?
Mage said, I had someone tell me Kyle Kalinske was right wing.
Who was this someone?
I'd like to know. And
Because I mean, there's times I think he's a bit of a schmuck, but he's not right wing.
I'd like to know what planet that person was from.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think this country is left wing enough. So if there's someone out there who is left enough that to them Kyle Kalinske is a right winger, I mean, did he take a position that they didn't like, and it was just that one position, and so then they decided he was a right winger? I mean, what the hell? Because goodness knows there have been some people I've respected who then ended up taking a position. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm not sure whether I can maintain the previous respect in which I held them.
Moo.
So, I mean, it's come up. I don't know, but eh. Like, I have to say, as much as I love Jimmy Dore, he's harping way the fuck too much on Fauci right now.
What got up his arse? I don't get it.
Well, I guess part of the problem is that, like, when I'm listening to what Fauci was saying to Rand Paul that time, Paul kept cutting him off. But I could hear that he was trying to draw a very fine scientific distinction regarding like the different kinds of gain of function research or whatever. I'd have to watch the clip again. But like, and it was clear that the commentary I was seeing about what he was saying was very slanted and one-sided and frankly scientifically illiterate. And
Okay.
it just drove me right the fuck up the wall. I'm like, was Fauci an honest actor this whole time? Of course not. But right now you're harping on a subject where he's actually correct and using the parts where he was a dipshit against, well, the facts, and that's not working for me. You
Okay,
know?
yeah.
So I don't know.
There is a cat on my thigh.
Um, is that code? Am I supposed to invade France? What?
Sylvia has taken up her favored position
Hmm.
on the top of my right thigh, curled up in the kitty loaf position, and she's quite comfy.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm just picturing that scene in Red Dawn where they're listening to the radio broadcast, and then this code comes over, going, "The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache." Like that. They're just giving codes to the people fighting behind the lines, kind of thing.
Moo.
Sand squirrel.
Yes. I tell you, those guys are crazy.
Who?
The people who wrote the Rocky and Bullwinkle stuff.
Yeah, I never watched those actually.
There had to be a lot of drugs going around there.
I found the voices too annoying.
But he had a couple of the greatest voice actors that ever lived.
That doesn't. I mean, you can always use the perfect brush to paint a terrible painting.
Hmm. I mean, June Foray was fantastic.
I like Rob Paulson best. And Tress MacNeille.
Moo.
And there's that other fellow whose name I'm totally blanking on, the one who's always Optimus Prime. That guy's awesome. He's in everything.
I don't know if I know the one.
Although, someday I would love to get into the voice acting world myself so I can be additional voices because that character's in everything and I just want to play it once,
Yeah,
you see.
it is the moo. Very, 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 very moo.
Okay,
And moo is good.
sure. I don't know. It can't possibly be better than any of the other Greek letters, can it?
Well,
I mean, all right, everyone's better than Upsilon, but still.
yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Also, you want to talk about cats? Xander has decided to take up residence on my lap.
I don't know.
And it's probably for the best because you know what? It's weirdly cold in here. Like all of my extremities are freaking freezing, but my kitties give off heat, so he's sitting on my lap warming me. And no, it's not urine, so shut up.
So you got a hot pussy.
Darn right I do.
Hmm. Where did the little one get off to? She disappeared.
Huh?
The little one disappeared.
Oh, I thought you said the little lunkhead for some reason.
No, she's not the little lunkhead yet.
Hmm.
No, I just wondered where the little one got off to.
Oh. Was she supposed to be somewhere that she isn't now?
She is wherever she puts herself.
That doesn't answer my question at all.
Well, wherever she decides that she's going to go is where she belongs. By declaration.
Really?
By
Whether
declaration.
you have anything to say about it at all or not?
Well, the kitty declares that this is where the kitty belongs, and therefore the kitty belongs there.
Yeah, I don't let my cats get away with that. If there's somewhere they're not supposed to be, they don't get to be there.
Well, we haven't figured out a place she's not supposed to be yet.
The
Um,
kitchen counter. Xander and Columbia are not allowed on the kitchen counter.
well, there's too much stuff on my counters. She can't fit.
Yeah, well, my cats would try to go up there if I let them. Trust me. I have caught Xander like slurping away at dishes, like dishes I was pretty sure were clean, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to accidentally come downstairs. Well, downstairs. I don't live in a fucking house. I don't want to go into the kitchen someday. I want like a bowl of cereal because it's like really late at night and I woke up and I'm hungry and I'll never get back to sleep this hungry. And then I start eating and I realize, oh my God, the cat slobbered all over this bowl while I was sleeping. I'd rather forego that experience. So they're not allowed on the goddamn counter.
So you've never had a cat stick the face into the cereal bowl and start eating the cereal while you were eating
Oh,
it?
I don't want them anywhere near what I'm eating while I'm eating it. That's just silly.
This one will occasionally do that, and she will be told to, like, you move.
Hmm. Well, regardless, the point being
Is that?
that I do not let my cats on the kitchen counter. And you see, because I am not their subordinate, I rule this house because I am the large one who can pick them up and punt them if they become unruly.
And you have the opposable thumbs.
That's true. And a middle finger that I can extend it well.
Daiu korostu.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to use it. I will definitely be uncouth. Just give me the opportunity and I'll show you how not couth I can be. There is no one better at lacking couthiness than I. And I said couth with a TH.
Aww.
I knew what you were thinking.
Of course. It appears that Mage had said he disagreed with Jimmy Dore being right wing, but he needs to be called out about his vaccine shit. And someone responded saying both Jimmy Dore and Kyle are right wing.
Jeez. Now, the thing is, I have heard that Jimmy Dore has somehow gotten himself a bunch of right wing fans. And I mean, I guess I can kind of see it, but I have never seen him champion a right wing cause ever. Ever. I've seen him call out a bunch of like milk toast lefties, a bunch of so-called moderate types. I mean, I suppose a lot of people think he might be right wing because he wasn't fully in support of Joe Biden. Because he's see, the thing is, I think a lot of people aren't used to oppositional journalism anymore, and
Kondaya.
that's definitely what Jimmy has been doing, and I think that's part of why I don't enjoy watching what he's doing with Fauci. Is that sure? I mean, I get it. Like Fauci was kind of a dick through this whole thing, but Jimmy's trying to turn him into like a boogeyman, and I don't think it's working. You know?
I don't know, man. That's just weirdness. Oh, there's the kitty.
Yeah.
The kitty.
I mean, there's plenty to criticize about with regard to Biden. Without even resorting to Fauci.
And then I'm seeing people going on about moderate Republicans have to join with moderate Democrats in order to defeat Trumpism, and we're doomed.
Well, apparently, actually, well, apparently there are some Republicans who just didn't feel comfortable bucking the party line. It was basically Trump or get out, right? Even though there was a fairly strong contingent that really wanted to break from Trump. And a lot of them are starting to feel that now they can. Enough time has passed. He's not on social media anymore. And apparently, Twitter has decided his ban will be permanent. I haven't heard what Facebook's doing, but Twitter's decided yes, no Trump on Twitter.
I saw
Um,
that. I saw that.
and so he's not as much in the public consciousness, and a lot of people are starting to feel that they can break ranks with the alt right, with the Trumpists, with the maggots. And so I think that a moderate Republican Party can only help. I mean, if our goal is to move us further away from the brink of right wingitude, then I think a moderate right wing can help. Although, if we do need a convenient boogeyman or scapegoat, the alt right works too. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on what your goals are and how you want to try to reach them, whether or not it's a good thing to have moderate Republicans helping out. Yeah, I do like the idea of unity and bipartisanship, just, as long as it's in pursuit of a good, worth having, and also needs to be done goal, you know?
I don't know. I figure we're flushed down the old crapper anyway, so what the hell?
Well, whether we are or not, if we're going to try, I see no reason to spurn Republican help in service of getting to the right place. I mean, if they say, why, yes, we do want to do green energy, it'd be like, fuck, I don't care what letter's next to your name. Let's do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the impression I'm getting is that any coming together would not be on that side of the center line.
No, maybe not. But the point is that better dealing with right wing moderates than right wing radicals. You know?
To just get a little bit Nazified, right?
Well,
Oh, look.
there's a fair amount of that wing that doesn't want the Nazi shit either. They just didn't feel they could come forward because Trump was so popular, had such a stranglehold on the party.
I don't know. I have to wonder if it was all Trump, though. I mean, it wasn't all that good before Trump showed up.
So what are you trying to say here?
I'm saying, is it possible that Trump was just a convenient figure? Remove him, and you still have the big problem.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because Trump didn't have the filter that previous like right wingers felt they had to have. You know, like the ones who wanted to appeal to the racists but couldn't flat out say racist things. Trump just like came right out and said the horrible shit. And it made the radicals feel like it emboldened them to come out of the woodwork, to come out of the shadows, to come out. You know, like where before they wore hoods, now they have the hoods down and we know who they are. And Trump gave them the comfort to even start doing that. So, yeah, if it had been someone a bit more moderate, I don't think we ever would have seen like QAnon the way we did during Trump's reign.
It's an interesting way to look at it. I don't know.
What other way is there to look at it?
That, I mean, I'm thinking they were always there.
Well, yes, they
Um,
were. I was talking about them being emboldened by Trump. They felt they could come out of the closet because of Trump.
okay, maybe so, maybe so. I don't know. I just don't know.
Mm.
I would like to run away, but nobody will have me.
Well, I'm sure there's some like hungry pygmies out there somewhere. Who are those guys who ended up like slaughtering a bunch of missionaries when they tried to land?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. What was it? The island off the coast of India somewhere?
Somewhere, I don't know. I mean, those guys were pissed that anyone tried to say hi.
There was some crazy stuff.
Hmm.
I don't know. Did the remains ever get returned or found or whatever? I don't know.
I don't know. But I do know that they were not happy about it.
Will you blame them?
Hmm.
I asked to see
Man,
if.
these goldfish cookies are good. Of course, that might just be the weed talking.
Yeah. Okay, natives kill missionary. Let's see if that'll get it to us.
Like, I seem to remember seeing a photograph of them as, like, I don't know if it was as they were being approached or as they were going away, but those guys looked really pissed.
Yeah, huh? Is my for this to looking. Well, there we got a nice little picture. All I have to do is figure out. Oh my word! There's Oral Roberts something else. Eek.
Who the hell names their kid Oral anyway?
I don't know, man. That's strange. That's very strange. You know strange?
Yeah, sure. Here's the one I'm looking for. There's with the tab present and the thing here and go.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's get over to the egg thing here.
These guys do not look happy, do they?
I am gonna try to get this on the thingy here.
Oh, is my picture frozen?
Um, wait a minute. Life and death sound. What the heck is going on? I don't see what's happening here. Wait a minute. Okay, let's turn this off. Let's find. Okay, where's you? I gotta find you. Ah! Okay, so now we're back. And
And I'm seeing your OBS screen.
yeah, this is not working out well. Oh, you're presenting.
Trying to.
Yeah, okay, you're showing those things. And then Moo, okay, it just went away.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna try to find.
Yeah.
I'm not finding the. I'm not. Okay, so wait a minute. There we are over there. This thing's not being. It's not giving me the names of the windows or anything like that for some strange reason. I don't know why.
Because you're using Linux, obviously.
Okay, so
Like
now.
a barbarian.
And then we are going to find. Gagafufu here. You know the Gagafufu, right?
I don't know, Lady Gaga and Little Bunny Foo Foo.
Yes, and I certainly don't know, so that's another story entirely.
Sure.
Okay, so you've got the meat, and then. Okay, so there it goes there, and there's there. So now it's doing something, and I have no idea what it's doing, but that's beside the point. It's being.
Actually, I think that's entirely the point. If you knew what you were doing, we wouldn't be having these problems.
Moo. Well, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm making a mess.
Yes.
And we go over here, and we go over there. And this thing is doing its thing, and it's being weird. And there's there.
Honestly, I swear there's got to be some way in which you're just square pegging and round holing, and it's getting in the way of your using OBS properly. I know you. There's probably a word they use that you're interpreting pedantically, and that's getting in your way.
Oh, yay. Now we got this thing going over here. Isn't that a great, isn't that a great thing you want to see?
What?
You're flying over the island, and there's a guy lining you up in his sights to shoot an arrow right through you.
Yeah, I thought we were better than bows and arrows these days. I thought we could defend ourselves against those.
I don't know. I mean, it still
I mean,
looks.
I'd like to believe that if it came down to us and the same number of people as us, but armed less well, that we'd do better. You know?
One would think. One would like to think. Okay, let's see if we can get over here now. It is the biggie and it's the buku. And it is so full of poo. All right, there we are.
Hmm.
Yay!
So what has just been accomplished now?
I was just showing a guy firing an arrow at a helicopter.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Probably a poison dart frog or something. I don't know.
Hmm. You know, it suddenly occurs to me that it has been a very long time since I have, with my own eyes, seen a frog. I've seen pictures and video of frogs, even movies, indeed, but I have not seen a frog in the flesh, so to speak, in a very long time.
Okay.
The same cannot be said of rabbits.
I have not been in too many areas that contained frogs. Toads, yes. Frogs, no.
Well, thing is, you have to remember that where you find one, you'll find the other because frog and toad are friends.
What they is?
You never read that book. Okay.
Right.
Kids' book. Frog and toad are friends.
Are they special
No.
special friends?
You know, I'd have to reread the book, but thinking about it, they might have been.
Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! So you
Well, I
have that.
mean, we now know about Bert and Ernie. I mean, why not?
Yeah, and you've got that North Carolina pastor bitching and moaning about teaching the kids about queer shit.
Are we talking about Tinky Winky right now with the Teletubbies?
No, we're talking about the one that just came up in the last couple days. I forget what the guy's
Oh,
name is. Um, is it a North Carolina pastor or was it the governor? I forget. Um, but Franklin Graham is thoroughly enamored of him because he doesn't like people
okay.
like us. He doesn't like all those homosexuals and stuff like that.
Is this the one where he said like well, I can't say the one where he said because they always say, "Oh yeah, the this disaster is punishment for this, that, or the other thing that happened nowhere near landfall of the tornado." That kind of thing. It's like, yeah, it's like God destroyed Nebraska because people are having gay sex in California. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know, one of those.
Oh, what do we have? North Carolina. Let's see if this is. Here we go. Here we go. It's Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson complaining about teaching homosexuality in the schools.
Okay. I mean,
And
what does that mean? Teaching homosexuality? I mean, is it teaching about homosexuality? Is it teaching about homosexuality without judgment slash condemnation? Or is it teaching how to be a homosexual? I mean, what exactly is teaching homosexuality?
I don't see in there anything about what he means by that. I think he means any reference to it at all. Because what is it now? Okay. He was explained he was discussing the teaching of alphabet issues in public schools when he made the comment in June. I hate these damn things that throw up. Your ad blocker is on. God damn it. Here we go. And then of course it's doing this. God damn it.
Okay, if you want me to turn my ad blocker off, stop having ads, or at least make them so much less prominent that I can forget they're there.
North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson has doubled down after his comments calling transgenderism and homosexuality filth, drew widespread rebukes and calls for him to resign. Robinson, a Republican, made the comments in June at the Asbury Baptist Church in Seagrove. There's no reason anybody anywhere in America should be telling any child about transgenderism, homosexuality, any of that filth, he told the audience. And yes, I called it filth. And if you don't like it that I called it filth, come see me and I'll explain it to you. And yeah, Franklin Graham is thoroughly in love with him for this.
Such a nice man.
Yeah, huh?
Pillar of the community, and probably a great father to his children.
Great father.
You remember that one dude totally looked like if Uncle Fester and a beached whale had a child, and he was like wearing a suit with a MAGA hat, and it just looked absolutely ridiculous. And he basically said that if his kids came to him and said that they are gay, he would drown them.
Yeah, huh?
You remember that guy?
I remember him. Yes, I do.
That is just so fucked up that people can be like that. Who could be like that? Who could even think that way about their own child? It's crazy.
Well, I know a couple people that weren't too far from that.
Yeah, well, I don't understand it. Maybe it's one of the reasons why it's probably for the best I'm not a parent, is I'd hate to figure out someday that, like, you know, all of what I think a parent should be isn't even possible because, well, I'm looking at it through the lens of having been a kid but not a parent. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't think I could ever be a parent because what the hell would I do if I ever found out my kid was cis and straight?
Kids are expensive and I don't want to deal with all the stuff that comes out of them like poo and snot. So you know what? I'll just stick to not having kids.
Daju korostu.
Besides, who knows what they might turn into?
Yeah, they might turn into Ted Cruz.
Well, point being that I would really rather not. I think the world dodged a bullet when I decided to not be a parent. I'd be a great maiden auntie, I know that much. But I don't think I'd be a good mom.
Well, like I said, deciding to not have kids was, I'd say, the best decision I ever made in a life of bad decisions.
See, and this is one of those times where, like, the most perfect cutting remark pops into my head and I just don't say it.
Moo.
Oh, well. See, I'm not completely cruel. I save up my cruelty for the perfect moments.
Yay!
I'm very conscientious about cruelty.
Gaga. Boy, am I old.
Yeah, well, you should have thought of that before you spent all that time living.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, what were you thinking?
I wanted to properly say goodbye.
I wanted to properly say goodbye, but I just couldn't seem to store up that much methane at once. Okay, crickets, never mind.
Moo.
Well, I thought it was funny, damn it.
Okay, we're gonna take all these.
And to heck with all of you who didn't, because you're wrong and I'm right. It's funny, damn it.
I'm gonna put all these extra pages away. We're gonna do.
Huh?
We're gonna put all the extra pages away. Excuse me, I had about 75 windows open.
Oh. Wait, windows and not tabs?
Well, tabs actually, but
I was gonna say, I mean... Well, it's just that, sometimes when people get older, they forget the proper names for high tech things. You know, like you're not tapping on a giga there, Grandma.
Moo.
It's called a computer, you see.
But it's the Giga sounds so much cuter.
The doodad,
The hickey
the
majiggy.
hoogamawatsits,
The
the
thingamabob.
doohickey. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to say stuff without saying it, isn't there?
The fufu and the fifi.
I suppose the word I'm looking for is slang, which sounds like it ought to be a sound effect, like maybe a bell going off, slang. It has
Dayu
that sound
korostu. Yes. Yes.
Yes, you have scabies. Not even really sure what scabies is, but it sounds like scab meets rabies, and it doesn't sound like any fun.
Oh, it's a case of mites that burrow into the skin.
Oh,
They burrow
so
in.
it's Vyman?
Yes.
You're covered in Vyman?
Yes.
Hell, you'd probably need ivermectin to get rid of it, huh?
Probably.
Oh,
Ivermectin
God.
body spray.
Yeah, I don't even want to know what it smells like. I mean, okay, I'm trying to think. Is there any medicine in the entire Western universe that actually genuinely smells good to normal people, Diana?
Oh. Well,
Hey, I know you. You're probably one of those people who really loves the smell of some I don't know, camphorated oil that everyone else thinks smells like camphorated shit.
I was just going to say, I find the aroma of camphor to be somewhat pleasing.
Of course you do.
But really and truly, I'm trying to remember. I think it's Zoloft that smelled to me like mint.
Well, if you ever get a chance to use melatonin, trust me, do not inhale. That stuff is pungent, like you wouldn't believe.
Diokorostu.
It seriously smells like spoiled fruit. It smells like compost. Melatonin does.
Hmm.
I'm
Okay.
just saying.
Icky.
It's icky.
Icky.
It I don't know. It smells like if rotten peaches had toe jam, it would really hate the smell of this stuff.
Bleh.
I'm just saying.
It is the boogoo, is what it is. You know the boogoo, right?
I know the boogaloo. Is that what you're talking about this whole time?
The boogoo and the biggie.
And the do ron 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 do ron ron?
It is the biggie and the biggie boo.
I I shouldn't even mention music around you. You're just gonna do that to it and ruin things I like.
And it is really, really, really full of poo.
Yeah. You know what I really like? Girl from Ipanema. Ruined that.
Oh my, I haven't played that in a while.
Weirdo.
Stan Getz on sax, and I'm trying to remember what the girl's name was.
Uh,
Now I have to go find it.
Why?
Because it's weird.
Okay, but
Oh, here we
it's
go.
the most inconsequential datum in the entire Western universe.
Astrid Gilberto.
You know, that is a very strange name, Astrid. Because it sounds like Buttstrid.
Hmm.
But maybe that's just me. There's a name, I think it's Scottish, that when I first heard it, I thought had to be imaginary, that it was like from a fairy tale or something. Morag. And then when I found out it was a girl's name and not the name of some slope browed ogre, I was even more perplexed. Who the hell looks at a baby and goes, "Ah, yes, Morag"? I don't know. Just like, I mean, I guess maybe it sounds different to like a British ear, maybe. I don't know. But to mine, it sounds like something you name a troll.
That is fun.
I'm just saying.
Answer me these questions 3.
Okay.
What is the airspeed
What?
velocity? What is
Oh.
the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
African or European?
De sekotapaliki.
You know, you like if you ask Alexa that question, she will know the appropriate response.
Oh, okay.
You know, hey Alexa, what's the average airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? She'll ask you, well, she'll say that depends on if you mean African or European.
There
But
is to
that
dos.
response is indeed built it in. Hmm. Funny thing is, you know, when I first encountered the song "To Do Run Run,"
Agfu.
it was actually a Duracell commercial. There's these kids chasing after a robot in the early '80s.
Oh, what? No, we'll just keep running and running and running.
Uh huh. Yep, that was the premise. There's a bunch of those like that, like the taste of honey and graham cracker, so happy together, right? And it was a Golden Grams commercial.
Moo.
Is a lot of like old music I learned of because it was a commercial. Makes me wonder because like I haven't really been watching TV much for like quite some time actually, unless I can get it on disc or streaming or whatever. Because my point is I don't see the commercials, and so it makes me wonder like have any of the songs I really liked as a kid been turned into jingles now?
Of course.
Well, but I haven't seen or heard any of them. I haven't heard any of my friends my age bitching about it. So maybe they haven't.
Well, one would think it would be about time. I mean, I'm trying to think of when those 60s hits finally started becoming commercial jingles.
The '80s. I mean, the Duracell commercial and the Golden Grams commercial were both in the '80s.
So let's see if you've got. Well, I don't know. Maybe those 80s hits have become commercial jingles and then died off already. Because it's been 40
Well,
years.
I haven't encountered any, and I'm sincerely hoping like it's one of the few times where I'm glad my favorite band isn't mega popular in this country because I think it's unlikely that there will ever be a commercial based around a Roxette song. I mean, I suppose it's possible they could take "Listen to Your Heart" and turn it into like home dial or not dialysis, whatever, home pacemaker kits or some shit. I don't know. But other than that, I'm just saying I think we're safe.
Daio Gorostu.
Still, it does make me wonder, you know? I mean, what if there's like some sewing store, arts and crafts store that decides to do a commercial based on Madonna's Material Girl, except this time they literally mean material, like fabric,
Akadie.
you know. Well, it makes me wonder if, like, maybe Weird Al accidentally predicted a commercial that's coming, you know? Like, the Rye or the Kaiser?
The Rye or the Kaiser?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know this.
It's the Rye or the Kaiser, it's the wheat or the white. Let me please, and something. It's like based on Eye of the Tiger, but it's Weird Al, you
Okay,
know,
I don't know
and
that one.
it's the Rye or the Kaiser instead of Eye of the Tiger. Yeah, I like that could easily be an actual jingle, you know.
I don't know. For let me see now.
Well, I was never into New Kids on the Block, but the white stuff could be an Oreo commercial.
Okay.
Well, because the Weird Al parody is about the white stuff in the center of an Oreo, and the New Kids on the Block song is not about
Right.
that.
Right.
But you know,
Kasi che bello che te It is a
golly,
buffo.
I keep forgetting that it's like, oh, it's actually October, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
It,
actually
it
mid
just it
October
doesn't
by
feel.
now.
Well, I mean that's the thing is like it doesn't feel like it, and except that it did today. Today I finally like really closed my windows and meant it. Like I didn't open them again later in the afternoon because it finally got warm in here. I've spent most of today with my toes fucking freezing, right? So, yeah, I'm having to admit that the seasons have changed and it's pretty damn dark out there for 6.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's what I really, really hate. And then there's going to be the time change, and it's going to really fuck things up. It's be getting dark at 4:30,
Hmm.
and I'll be in tears for 6 months.
Well, at least it's not Seattle. Trust me, it'd be worse than tears.
It's the icky doo doo.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I do wonder sometimes whether that idea I had for combating seasonal affective disorder would actually be, well, workable. With the colored blinds that would filter out the bad light and all that would change the tone of the light so it's not so harsh and stark. I wonder if that would actually help.
I suppose there'd be only one way to find out.
Well, I'm convinced there might be more than one way actually, but I
Well, you're going to
mean,
have to go to clinical trials at some point.
true, true. Although it's also possible that someone has already done clinical trials and can just give me the answer. No point replicating someone else's work. No point fixing something that isn't broken. If there's a solution, just give it to me.
Well, the darn thing is, though, the replication is actually necessity.
Huh?
Yeah, the replication is actually necessary.
What replication? What are you talking about?
Well, you're saying no, doing an experiment over again. One of those things. You've got to make sure that the first time you got the result wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, you're assuming that we're on the first time. I'm of the never humble opinion that we're already well past blind testing and peer review at this point.
I don't know. I don't know how much work has gone into it.
Sorry, what are we talking about anymore? I've completely lost track because you got like kind of specific.
Filtering light.
Ah, yes, that. Okay. I have a feeling that if those blinds work and they're being sold, someone somewhere has run the experiment I'm thinking of.
Is am I not to knowing? Is am I not to looking, to seeing, to making?
Why?
Because I did not think of it until today.
Why?
Because I am a dum dum.
Why?
Because I got built that way.
Why?
Because I got thrown together from spare parts that were laying around.
Oh,
Obviously, I was not a top of the line design.
yeah, well, who is?
It is again, it is the fufu, and it is Biggie, and it is the Boo and I is so really so full of the poo.
Full of something.
I is so full of the poo poo.
Yeah. So, anyway,
Yes, dear.
it's now 6:07
Yes, it
and
most
it's
certainly
Tuesday,
is. And it's Tuesday.
and nothing happens on fucking Tuesdays.
That is the true. Yes.
Why is that? Why is Tuesday so boring?
Because all the
I mean,
nuclear.
it doesn't even have its own name. Monday, of course, is just fucking Monday. Wednesday is hump day. Friday is, whatever fucking Friday. But I mean, Tuesday doesn't really get a name. I think is unless I'm never sure. Is it Tuesday or Thursday that's ladies' night? It seems to change from place to place.
I always thought it was Thursday,
Eh.
but I could be full of it.
So it's really like what is there for Tuesday?
As you say, nothing happens on Tuesdays because, well, all the major nuclear wars are over by Monday afternoon.
Yeah, and the minor ones are just fought with those little peewee nukes that can't even take out a whole city block.
Right, right, right,
What the hell's the point of that?
right. It is so full of the poo poo.
I still don't understand why that's a thing. Like, I only do that to be funny, yawning and then smacking around like that. Why is that a thing?
I don't know. I don't know who was the first person to do that.
Hmm.
Or was it a
Thing
kid?
is, my cats do that. It must be instinct
I
somehow.
was going to say, maybe it was a kitty that did it and everybody else picked up on it.
I don't know. Maybe it's like how when you yawn and everyone around you starts yawning too. Like, what the hell's that about? Why
Uh,
are yawns contagious? That's just so weird, isn't it?
yeah, and I don't know if anybody's figured out why. I know there have been studies.
How do you study something like that? Do you just put a bunch of people in a room and one of them has to yawn and like just randomly, like one of them's a ringer, a plant, and they're just supposed to yawn when no one's expecting it just to see what happens?
I think so. And then that's the thing is, I'm trying to remember if somebody actually
Well,
conducted a test
well
where they determined that real yawns were contagious, but fake ones were not. I don't know.
But my question is this. Well, I guess right there, like, how do you have a placebo group? You know, or well, I mean, I guess a control group. You just stick them in a room and make them wait for a couple of hours until nothing happens. But you know, I mean, eh.
It is Boo and the Goo and the Moo, and it is really full of the poo.
Hmm.
Says Taco Tuesday, Mage says.
Right, Taco Tuesday, but I'm never sure if that's fish tacos or just taco tacos.
Moo.
Now, so like if a ballerina is really skinny, I mean, like we're talking anorexic skinny, does she wear a one?
I think so.
Okay.
I have heard stories about ballerinas. Oh my word.
Well, I mean, the ones that scare me more than anything else are the feet.
Oh yeah.
I've heard stories about ballerina feet that would just give you nightmares. I mean, spinning around on your toes like that will take its toll after a while. It's like Japanese foot binding, except they do it on purpose.
So do the Japanese.
No, I mean, willingly. Like they're eager to do it. It's a pursuit of theirs to have their feet mashed like that.
That is the one I don't understand.
Doing ballet, I mean.
Yeah, why that would be so desirable that your willingness to endure all manner of agony.
Oh, and it's not even that good. I mean, I'm sorry. I look at ballet and I just see people prancing around. It doesn't, well, I don't like any kind of dancing, really. It's not something I want to watch. Except maybe break dancing, because that's just fun. Like, I don't understand why people pay someone else to dance,
Well,
you know?
Mandis says my feet are still pretty and I danced. Well, I'll take your word for it.
I mean, I can see dancing as recreation. I don't really get it as like, I went to school on a dance scholarship. I don't get it. I really don't.
Krista palagi.
I don't know.
My understanding is that.
Like,
Hmm?
yeah, well, my parents took me to a lot of like interpretive dance stuff because they're hippies and into that weird shit. And I was like, I really don't see anything these people are doing that's all that unique or interesting. I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't
it's
know.
just me.
I remember seeing an interpretive dance years ago. The person looked like a wounded duck.
Yeah. It's like, okay, you wear a big poofy dress and you kneeled in a funky way, and for some reason to me that's supposed to be a swan. Thanks.
Incoming transmission!
What the hell do you want?
Deshepetroye.
Uh oh, gee. Thank you. I never would have realized my internet was up and working if you hadn't notified me several hours after.
Moo.
Bastages.
Farging ice holes.
All right, well, anyway,
Dayu korostu.
something about cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of a shambles, the internet around here. It seems to go up and down more often than a pair of kangaroos in the mating season. And then when you want information out of these people, it comes hours later than it should. Honestly, I tried to change once, but it turns out that apparently this place doesn't have the right jacks to use the AT&T internet instead, and it's just been a nightmare with the internet here.
Oh my. What do you have to use? Cox or?
Yes, unfortunately, they suck.
Bleh.
Especially their new modems. What the hell? Who thought putting fewer jacks on the back of a modem made sense? I mean, I have an old one that has four, and that's still not enough.
Well, I guess these places that do the residential stuff don't want you to do anything.
I guess. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if I could get their modem to accept a hub or something, at least so I could have a few more jacks, but it won't. If I try to
Whoa.
route things through a hub, it like slows everything down completely.
Bleh.
So I just have to rely on the number of jacks on the back of the goddamn modem.
I don't use all of my jacks yet. I only use two of four, but then I'm using possibly two wireless connections at the same time as well.
Well, I've got three computers plus a Blu-ray player that need internet connections.
So what do you have to do? Do you have to do musical connections or something?
No, fortunately, that's enough for what I'm doing right now. But there was a time when I also needed one more jack than that for a console gaming system that I don't use anymore.
Moo.
Yeah.
And to get that number of jacks, I suppose you have to pay a premium, right?
No, but it is now outdated equipment because their new stuff only has the two jacks. So I am much like with my computer that runs 3ds Max, so I can do Quinn Redshift. I'm on kind of borrowed time. I mean, I have to use Windows 8.1 because that's the version that's compatible with the version of Max I actually own. I suppose I could pirate, but I really don't want to. Not at this time, anyway. So if Microsoft whatever decides to find some way to justify selling a kill command to Windows 8.1 machines, saying, not only will we not support this, but you're not allowed to use it anymore. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, but it still feels like I'm on borrowed time because I'm on such an old OS because the software I'm using requires it. When Quinn Redshift is over, I can look at like migrating to something more up to date. But for now, I just, yeah. So,
Like Linux.
no. Linux is not up to date. Linux is cobbled together in people's garages.
Moo.
Hmm.
Oh my! What are you gonna do if you get an internet connected cat? Like
Well,
when this one upgrades to the latest um, connection, I don't know what I'm gonna do because that might require two ports.
well, you know that my kitties are image capturing devices, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah, they're cat scanners.
Yes.
There's that. Um, mean, I spend a lot of time online. They spend all their time feline. What you gonna do?
Moo, 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 moo. Moo, 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 moo.
Yeah. Anyway.
There's this cat. But that reminds me, thank you for reminding me. I do need to get cat food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I need to get um, several dozen pounds of filet mignon.
Philip Mignon.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna need to get more cat food soon too. Because, for some reason my cats they just keep on eating.
That's the damn thing
You
about
know, they
cats.
never stop. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to get more again and probably pretty soon.
And then I get the little bags, and it seems to go that much faster than the big bags.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, the small bags seem to go, well, the big bag seems to last a whole lot longer than the equivalent number of small bags.
Well, now I can only speak for myself, but I know that my brain does some really weird gymnastics where it's like if I have more, it feels easier to save it. Where if I have less, it feels more natural to use it all up now. I don't know if that seems really counterintuitive. Like that's not the way anyone should be doing these things, and yet that seems to be where my brain goes, regardless.
And then the cat is saying, but I'm supposed to eat it all up.
I suppose maybe it's just because when I'm at the end of a supply of something, that's when it's the hardest to like to engage the willpower. That's when it's like, oh man, I love these so much, but there's one there, and if I have that, then it's over. But I really love them, so it's that agony of trying to talk yourself into or out of having the last one kind of thing. Where if you have a lot of them, it's just like, I'll have some for a while. I don't need any right now. It's not a big deal. I'm not craving one because they're not scarce. Does that make sense?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. My brain works funky, and I'm well aware of that. But I'm finding more and more as I discuss like neurodivergence and stuff with people that a lot of us are weird in the same ways. Like there's a pattern. There are tendencies.
Well, that's why there's a category called neurodivergence, right?
Well, but that covers a lot of ground. But there are still like places of convergence.
Neuroconvergence,
Yeah, something like that.
something like that.
Something like that.
Feline convergence.
Mm. It always sounds to me like it ought to be like a bus or a train or something. It's like, oh yeah, you get off of the 207, you go over to that stop there, and you get on the fee line. Now, when you're on the fee line, you get off after you see the cliffs, that kind of thing.
Moo, very moo.
Oh,
Oh, I missed the blue line.
yeah.
That was nice going from Schiller Park into downtown Chicago. Used to run
Wow.
right beside I 90.
I-90, really?
Mm-hmm.
Because that runs through Seattle, doesn't it?
Yeah, it runs pretty much coast to coast.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, the name of that street sounds really familiar. It's weird to me how you can find five both in Seattle and Vermont. Like I know that there's a whole thing about the even streets and the odd streets, going north, south, east, west, all that. But still, it's like I've lived in a place that has the same highway in it. That's a little weird, really, given how far from each other they are.
Yeah, moo.
Come to
Okay.
think of it, I think that like oh, which is I guess it's 90 goes through San Diego at one point too. And what's funny is 89 also goes through Vermont.
Okay
It's
then.
almost like the highway system is trying to tell me something.
Yeah, moo. Yeah, so it looks like um I-90 starts somewhere in Massachusetts. I don't think it's Boston, but it is on the Atlantic coast of Massachusetts and goes into Seattle.
Oh. Hmm.
Okay, wait a minute. There's the egg thing over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You realize I have no idea what you mean by the egg thing, right?
Well, it's the thing which is the egg. Now that's different to the egg. The egg and the egg are very different.
Hmm. No, no. No, Zathras. Zathras. Zathras? Zathras. Huh?
Baleki. Kada po shanta tayo kada sa patenti
And
ay
you'd
kada.
understand that if you'd bloody well watch Babylon 5 like I keep telling you.
Moo.
No, Babylon 5.
Five Babylons?
Babylon 5. Well, there were 5 Babylon stations, actually,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. 90 does start in Boston.
Yeah, I don't think you need to apologize for that.
And then it goes into Seattle.
Really, I think we all could have survived that particular offense without an apology.
But it is very moo.
In fact, I'm not sure any of us would have realized that an offense had taken place had you not pointed it out. There's a chance you may be getting in your own way, Diana. Are you your own worst enemy?
Let's see. Yes, I am my own nemesis. There we go.
Your own nemesis?
I is very moo and full of the poo poo.
Well, we know that last one. It's too early to be this tired. Oh, it's the weed. That's what's making me tired. Well, it is.
Moo.
We're just completely out of shit to talk about, aren't we?
I don't know, is we?
Well,
Could be. I mean, okay, Kitty's trying to bring my attention to something. What? What did you want to talk about, Kitty? She wanted to talk about me not giving her all the attention.
oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's really easy to do that, to not give her all of the attention. I'm not sure even why she's leveling that criticism. I'm sure you're quite good at it.
Yeah, and she can hear you all
No,
the way through those headphones. She agrees.
no, no.
And there is the cat. What do you think about that?
Xander likes to roll his R's when he meows at me. He trills quite a lot.
Meow, 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 meow.
Columbia, on the other hand, she sounds like she's constantly got laryngitis, like she's losing her voice constantly. Her meows are very strangled, is I guess the best way to put it.
So is that why you find her under the furniture looking for her voice?
No.
Honey, why are you dropping everything all over the place? Those are my glasses, honey. Those are glasses. They're mine.
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Right. Some people's cats. You going night night?
It does sort of feel like I might be, but no, actually, I'm alert, just, physically tired.
You're alert? I thought you were a lesbian, but you're alert. Okay.
Diana, really.
What
That
does
that joke hasn't been funny for
what
decades.
does alert do for fun?
Uh, I'm seeing a cat wagging tail.
Yes, there is a tail going wag wag wag. And she's digging for something. Yeah, for my hair tie.
Oh,
It's mine, dum dum.
that's right. Xander is so capricious about his toys. Like there are some he loves, and then there's others that he doesn't, and then there's some that he loves when he feels like it, and almost certainly never when you're deliberately presenting it to him. Like he'll play with some of his toys if it's his own idea, but that's it. And it's never really clear which one it will be when you buy it, whether he'll care about it or not. Usually, the best Xander toy is one that was never intended to be a toy at all. Bottle caps and, paper clips and stuff like that. That's what he's all about.
Oh, you kitty. You are being a kitty. Yes. Some people's kitties. Damn cat. Yeah, you.
What?
She's damn cat.
No, it's not that. I think I saw something. No, I didn't. Okay, that was a mistake. It just, corner of my eye, thought I saw something that I wasn't seeing.
Oh, it wasn't an alien. Wasn't E.T.?
It was not. It was entirely unrelated to extraterrestrial life in any fashion, or at least in any obvious fashion. But
You,
if
you,
there's one thing that it was not moist.
Topo Shentai Akademina. Yes.
Moist. Yeah. One of these days I really ought to play one of these back and hear what that sounds like. Because I only hear it in my ears. And I don't know, like, when I listen to my voice after it's been recorded, I'm like, why? I don't sound like that. It's my delivery is nothing like that in my head. But apparently, when it's recorded, it's not what I expected, and so I have to wonder if when I try to say moist, does it sound to you the way it sounds to me, or does it just sound different?
Probably sounds silly.
Well, I mean, I'm going for silly, but a very specific kind of silly.
because
You see.
it certainly doesn't resonate in the head when it comes over the microphone.
Resonate in the head?
Yeah. When you hear
I
your
think you're going to give me a bit more context on what you mean by that precisely.
well, when you hear your own voice, it's rattling around in your head quite a bit, and that changes the sound.
Yes, but I mean, that's not really the point. Let's put it this way. When I say moist, I'm kind of going for like a Jessica Rabbit kind of thing, you know?
Fancy.
You have no idea who Jessica Rabbit is, do you?
I do know who Jessica Rabbit is. Yes,
All right,
she's
all
not a
right.
bad girl. She's just
I'm
drawn
going
that
for
way.
that, like that sort of, throaty, breathy kind of. I hesitate to say sexy. I have a feeling Stool would disagree, but still, that's what I'm going for. Is that rat bastard even still here anymore? Stool, are you here? Are you here?
Esto flapa tayo karsatein. Is there nobody has said anything in 24 minutes.
I know. I'm worried that they found us boring and left.
They all ran away.
Yeah.
They ran away.
Yeah. I don't know, actually. How many are watching, does it say, I wonder?
It says 3.
3. 3 whole people. None of those cut in half people.
Well, I don't know. That could be 6 half people.
I guess. I think it's unlikely. Although, if any of you is a half person, please let us know, because that'll be interesting, especially if it's like bilaterally and not just at the waist. You know?
That would be
that would be one hell of a scar, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, look. Mage just said something.
Yeah. My door opens inward, so, like, it doesn't bump into packages. Wow, that sounds kind of gross when I think about it. My door opens inward so it doesn't bump into packages. Am I the only one seeing the filth?
Moo.
All right. I guess I'm just. What do you know from funny, you bastard?
Topalekta sentaya kanimina.
Yeah, if you say so.
Balakintaya. J Balaki.
Chumble Spuzz.
Wait a minute. Why is this?
What?
There it goes. It's all wound up weird.
Oh.
I'm getting tied up in everything.
And probably not in the way you want to be, I'm betting.
I do not do too well in restraints.
Yeah, well, that's probably because they were attached to a gurney.
Daju korostu.
I have to admit, I don't really understand what pleasure people get out of flogging. Like, I wouldn't get anything out of it, like, unless I really wanted to cause injury to someone, and then it'd probably be illegal. And being flogged just sounds unpleasant. I don't really get it. Like, I could see the role playing part, but the actual hitting part I don't get.
It's icky.
Well, no, it's not icky. I just don't understand the appeal. I mean, I have plenty of friends, especially, coming from the goth community, plenty of friends who are into BDSM because let's face it, there's plenty of overlap. And, they're perfectly lovely people. I've never seen what they get up to in the bedroom, but, apparently they're having fun and not hurting anybody. So why the fuck should I give a damn?
I don't
But I
know.
also don't understand the appeal. I don't understand wanting it. It doesn't make sense to me.
I deal with enough pain. I don't want to go looking for any more.
Well, but the thing is that the as I understand it, the goal is not just pain. Part of it is also the role of dominance and submission. Like there's
Yeah.
more to it than just the mechanical part.
Sorry, I just don't go for the dominance and submission stuff. Anyway,
Well, I just I mean, see that part I can almost understand. I mean, I've played enough role playing games. Usually it involved like dragons and swords and not so much with the, latex and things that okay, we're not going to go there. But the point is that like I can understand the appeal of the role playing. I don't get the appeal of the actually smacking someone. That part I just don't get.
I don't know. Even the role playing, I live by the Hadbard Celine quotation: "Communication is possible only between equals."
So, what's that got to do with it?
It rules out dominance and submission.
No, it doesn't.
By definition, they are unequal.
Except that they aren't. They are both consenting. I mean, unless someone has decided to live that as their life and not just their bedroom games, everyone involved is they're doing what they want to do. Like, there's no coercion, so everyone is equal, even as they play unequal roles in, I hesitate to call it a game, but why not? It's there. I mean, hell, if they're not equals, then why is there a safe word?
It's just even the roles. There's no idea how to go about even playing the role.
Well, I'll be honest, me neither. I like I say, I don't really exactly get it so much. I mean, I could probably play a more creative role. I remember there was this episode of The Big Bang Theory. Like, Howard went to the International Space Station at one point, and apparently he and his wife, Bernadette, would play this game where he was playing himself, basically. And she was, what was it, like Katalina Nostrovia, Russian cosmonaut, or something like that, where she would, play like the female cosmonaut who goes up in the Soyuz with him. And I guess they get naughty up on the station or something. That's their bedroom game. That's an interesting role play that I could get into, I think. I could pretend to be a cosmonaut for someone if I had to, and it might even be fun.
Tosita palaki.
Tell my girlfriend, yes, I will lick out your crater. I don't know. I will clean your crater with tongue. I don't know. Something. It's just, yeah, I get it. I just don't get the part where you actually strike flesh. That part I don't grok. But I also don't have to. I just have to be able to tell people it's not my thing if they offer.
It is not my og, it is not my foo.
Yeah, something like that, except, in English.
Is no for to into by the thing is yet for you.
Maybe I should start being on camera more often so you can actually see me roll my eyes.
Yeah, I gotta get the window capture fixed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about
If
that.
there's anybody out there who remembers what they told me to do to fix this thing, please tell me again because I forgot.
And the thing is, I'm willing to bet it's like the easiest thing in the world, but
Oh,
I
it
would
is.
actually have to be there looking at OBS to be able to do it because I really just can't visualize it in my head. There are a lot of controls.
It is. It is the easiest thing in the world. It's just turn one thing off, and I forget what that one thing is.
Yeah, there's actually a very complicated thing that should be a hell of a lot simpler, but it's still fucking complicated that I need to do sometimes in 3ds Max. And I've asked multiple times how to do it and been told multiple times until I finally just wrote it down in a fucking text file so that it'll always be there. It's like, it's really dumb, but I just wrote it down in a text file so I can do it again if I have to.
Which I
It
should
was
have
something
done.
really simple too. I mean, like if two surfaces are flush with each other, you can make them appear to be smooth and seamless, even if they have a seam. But it's very difficult to make that happen. And it requires making multiple copies of the same object, and it's just really fucked up. But it's also easy to do once you know how. And so that's the thing I wrote down. So I would always have how.
Yeah, TV Tube. It's probably a right click on something, and I just have not found the right thing to right click on.
So you're saying you still haven't found what you're looking for?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot. You don't know that reference, do you?
I sure do.
Ah, damn it. There was one, though. It was like similarly related. And for some reason, it was just like this weapons grade blind spot where, like, you knew so many things that were peripherally, tangentially related, and just not this one thing. And I forget what it was now. Ah, well. I thought it was funny.
Dato
Oh, man.
Yeah, let's see. Who did that one? I'm looking.
What?
Who
What?
did that song? I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Oh, I think it's the police, isn't it? Or if it's not the police, it's probably Men at Work, but I'm not sure. Might be just Sting. Oh, it's U2.
So a spy plane recorded this?
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is. Right, U2. Exactly. For some reason, I keep mixing up like U2, the police, and Men at Work. I don't know why, but I can never remember which band sang which song. Just because, like I can even picture the people singing it. I just can't remember the goddamn name of the band to save my life. But I always know it's one of those three. Is that
Moo.
weird?
Yes.
Uh, I don't know. I think it's just like one of the seizures things with scrambled my fucking memory. I hate to say it, like I'm only sort of now coming to grips with how much of a mess my head is. Those seizures really did a number on me. Oh, there's times I wonder whether I should get another IQ test, frankly. But also, like, okay, I'm pretty sure that I am indeed on the spectrum. I have to wonder whether or not the seizures made it more pronounced. I'm shying away from worse, so let's say more pronounced. I mean, I'll be honest, I feel less capable than I used to be. And it all seemed to happen because of the seizures. It worries me sometimes.
I don't know.
Okay. Uh, it's something I think about from time to time. Of course, for all I know, it might just be that I should knock off the weed. I mean, that could be part of why my memory isn't as good as it probably should be. Huh?
I don't know. That could be. They say it screws up the memory.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Even before I started, though, my memory was doing horrible things to me. It was a lot of like words and definitions being disconnected from each other, a lot of names and faces no longer being associated with each other, that kind of thing. Um, yeah. But the thing is, it's like if I look at the face, I know the history that I have with the person who has that face. Whether it's an actor or a relative or something. I know our history, even if I cannot remember the label for that particular entity. Am I making sense, even if you cannot empathize?
I don't think I'm making sense, but that's okay.
Well, I'm just saying, is like, that it's not my memory necessarily that's affected in terms of like remembering events. It's just labels and names and definitions and faces. Those got all scrambled.
Eek.
Yeah.
Definite eek.
Well, what can you do?
Mm.
Hmm. There really isn't a lot to do today, is there? I mean,
Not really. No, I just has to wait until tomorrow, and then maybe I'll get lucky and they'll actually deliver my laptop.
hmm. Uh,
The one they
I
wouldn't
was
deliver
like,
today because I wasn't here to accept it personally.
well, there's that, I suppose. I don't know.
Well,
I was thinking about like more like entertainment type stuff. I mean, like there isn't a lot that's a Tuesday thing. It's weird because like I've been so bored. I've been tempted to step outside my wheelhouse and actually watch like I don't know, even fucking sports or something. Like, I don't even want to watch. Okay, here's the problem I'm having. I put stuff on while I'm working, right? And I want to have something on that is not too distracting so I can keep working, but is also, not annoying. And I'm running out of things to put on that, like, because I can't put on something that I haven't seen before because I'm going to want to watch it and I'll be distracted, you know? And honestly, like, just putting sports on in the background would just be like enough of someone talking and I don't even have to watch. It'll just be filler, you know? I thought about doing TED Talks too, but some of those get interesting.
Moo.
I mean, because that is part of the thing is I need to, turn off my brain enough that I can actually work. And I know that doesn't make sense if you're not like weapons grade ADHD, but trust me, it makes sense. And, well, it seems like that would be a way to go. And and the reason why I brought it up is because apparently they're streaming on Amazon football on Thursdays, not Tuesdays, Thursdays. So, not Tuesdays. Tuesday is not a night for doing stuff. I guess it makes sense, people are getting back into the groove of work and I guess they just want to sack out on Tuesday so they're not too wiped out for the rest of the week. I don't know.
Moo.
No, see, PJ, I'm not really sports people is the thing. I'm not going to tell the story again, but I ended up in the habit of watching the Super Bowl every year, and that's pretty much it for sports.
Hey,
So,
PJ, I didn't see you come in. I hope you is moo.
so yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, I wonder what it would take to actually make me sports people. Like, what would the sport have to be to keep me interested? And I'm thinking it would probably involve hover cycles.
43-man Squamish?
No. I wouldn't mind watching a Latchcombe tournament, actually.
Who, what, where, when?
What?
Latchcombe?
Yeah, Latchcombe.
Which is.
A game. It's a Mocklin game, actually. You have this big, sort of copper-colored egg-shaped looking thing, but it has scales, almost like stylized dragon scales or lizard scales or something. And you toss it back and forth between the people in the circle until the blade pops out through someone's palm, and everyone shouts "Latchcombe!" and the person who got stabbed wins.
Okay.
It's a thing from the Orville.
So at least you win for getting stabbed.
Yeah. What was that thing that like Carlin had that whole idea where he gets all of the um, big macho guys into a ring and they all fight it out to the death or something. I forget exactly how he put it. It was like something about beer and PCP.
Oh, jeez, that sounds like fun.
It's funny because I mean, I more or less know what PCP is, but not on any kind of empathetic gut level. I don't. Like,
Eh,
I get the impression that it makes you like really pumped and hyper and energetic and strong and stuff, but very temporary, and then you crash pretty hard.
I have my very own PCP.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess. Personal computer paper.
Actually, every time somebody talks to me about a primary care physician, I burst into
Uh-huh.
laughter because I'm thinking PCP.
Well, every
I'm
time
thinking
someone talks
Bencyclidine.
about what there is to do this weekend in SD, I'm like, Star Destroyer, cool, and they're like, "Soup, no, Kate, San Diego, fucking cool your jets. It's not a Star Destroyer. It's San Diego. But we might take a road trip up to SF. Science fiction? No, Kate. San Francisco. Why do we keep her around? That kind of thing.
Geez, a road trip to San Francisco, that would take what, about 6 hours?
Oh, I'm not sure it's that much. I actually did drive, what was it, Santa Cruz to Seattle once. And there was also, what was it, Seattle to somewhere in Arizona. I want to say Phoenix. And, I mean, it was long, but not that long and grueling and difficult. I
Diste.
mean, it was easier to pass the time because I was totally crushing on the girl I was road tripping with. But hey,
Moo.
uh,
Okay, but we got the egg on the plig.
good.
And it says 7
I
hours,
was
51 minutes.
I was thinking back on like some of the things my friends have told me about how goddamn clueless I can be when it comes to whether or not I'm being hit on. And it occurred to me that I blew one of the biggest chances ever. I didn't realize there was this oh, I hate this girl. She was one of the nicest, kindest people I've known, tall, brunette, leggy, hot as hell. And apparently, when she asked me if I would teach her how to play Dance Dance Revolution, she didn't really want to learn how to play Dance Dance Revolution. I'm too much of an idiot to realize it. I had a chance at this that like so far out of my league chick, and I was just too stupid to realize it. And I'm only just now, years later, realizing what the fuck happened. I am an idiot. Oh, I am such an idiot. Oh, if I could go back in time and give that another go. I'm just saying.
Moo.
Why the fuck she would have been interested in my dumb butt, I have no idea. But I had a chance at Ilsa and I blew it. God damn it. Because she really is one of the greatest. I mean, aside from how beautiful she is, and she's just a really nice person. And I fucked it up because I'm a dumbass. Oh well. Let that be a lesson to you, ladies. If you're into another girl, plant one, because otherwise she'll never know. Like, there are entire Facebook groups dedicated to lesbians lamenting how clueless they are about having been hit on.
Oh my.
That's kind of why I want that shirt that's on my wish list, the one that says "Nobody knows I'm a lesbian."
Okay.
Because it might help. It can't hurt, unless I go to the South.
Yeah, there you go. Go on down to Macon, Georgia wearing that damn shirt.
Yeah, Makonga.
That,
Yeah, it does knock me out though that the South is such a hard thing to define in the United States. Like, I'm in the Southwest in a literal sense, but nobody who considers themselves a Southwest American would ever for a moment think that San Diego qualifies, would they?
Na Parusta. Right.
You know, it's a very strange thing. Wonder what we would call that part of the country if they hadn't decided on New England. I mean, no imagination went into that. Oh, we came from England. Now here's the new version. Okay, we got a name, folks. Moving on. It just seems so unimaginative. I wonder what else we might have called that part of the United States if not New England.
Cold?
I mean, even old New York was once New Amsterdam.
Move beef.
Why'd they change it? I can't say. People just liked it better that way. No?
No.
You don't know Istanbul, not Constantinople?
Oh, I've heard it, and it's been a very long time since I've heard it.
Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Why'd they change it? I can't say. People just liked it better that way. Now, Istanbul was Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul. The concert. Seriously, that song?
I
No,
do. I
no.
do know that song. Yes, I do.
All right, all right, all right, all right. I only know that song exists because They Might Be Giants did a cover of it, and I only know about They Might Be Giants doing a cover of it because they did a cover of it on Tiny Toons. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's when I first learned of their existence, was because of Tiny Toons. Great band. Hmm. Oh, hey. I'm seeing people here.
Distrede.
Somehow I missed the TV tube coming in.
Yeah, TV's been here for a little while.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm starting to wonder if I should get some dinner in me. Maybe get outside of a beverage or two.
Oh my, yeah, beverage is something I'm gonna have to seek out, but that's tomorrow.
Well, I decided to splurge and bought some OJ, and you know me and citrus.
Now all you need is vodka.
No, I actually don't have any booze at all in here. But even if I did, I'm just going to stick with the weed. I have to admit, a weed hangover way easier to get over from than a booze hangover, and in fact, far more preventable too.
So what? Marijuana and orange juice? Throw it in a blender and mix it up?
No,
No.
no, actually, you use the orange juice as a chaser.
I've had to deal with one or two chasers. Not good.
Oy. You know that's not what I meant. Uh, that is a strange thing, isn't it, though?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I guess people are into what they're into, but I don't know. The idea of stalking, however, or is that just not what they do? Is the chaser part not meant to be taken literally?
Well, I mean, they're chasers in the sense that they've got this fixation about pre-op trans people.
Oh, is it exclusively pre-op?
Yeah.
I did not know that part. I actually haven't heard people mention chasers in for frickin' ever anyway, so.
Yeah, because if you're post-op, you might as well be a, quote, real woman, end quote. And there's nothing special.
Um, um,
To them,
I don't
to
know.
them,
I guess. I don't know. I bet there's some people out there, though, who are attracted to post op trans women exclusively. I bet that's a thing.
I suppose so.
I wonder how many things we don't hear about that are equivalent or parallel for trans dudes. Because let's face it, trans guys don't get a lot of press, do they?
No, they don't.
Although I
And
suppose Elliot Page might change that a bit.
I don't know. It's either a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure which.
Well,
Because
it means less support and possibly less abuse.
there's exactly where I was going. Yeah.
Awareness is a double edged sword. Also, I don't know if I was seeing the Facebook stuff like late or if today really is like Lesbian Appreciation Day or whatever it's called. But apparently that's today or yesterday, maybe, or possibly tomorrow. I'm not sure. Somewhere around today ish was a lesbian celebration day.
Am I not too knowing on the eggs thing?
Uh,
Wait a minute. Lesbian Appreciation Week. Lesbian Visibility Day is 26 April. National Coming Out Day is 11 October.
well, all I'm saying is I saw
There-
some memes on Facebook. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw some stuff on the, what do you call it?
Ah, here
The
we go.
twatter.
Lesbians Day of Visibility 2021 date is April 26th. What? Oh, yeah, I don't know why I'm seeing all those fucking memes then.
Well, there's National Coming Out Day was 11 October. Okay, so that was yesterday.
Okay, that must be what I saw was Lesbian Coming Out Day, and the meme was for yesterday, not today. But because Facebook doesn't do shit in a linear fashion,
Mere
ugh, gosh, that
Kotosa.
is so frustrating.
Day is.
Like when I did that survey thingy with Facebook to give them feedback, I gave them an earful about being linear. You know?
Agmu.
You know, and I also said, like, okay, I need to be able to sort my friend requests by number of mutual friends.
Ah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, like, okay, not so much now because I had to
Night,
start over
PJ.
on Facebook, but like, uh, for a while there, I was getting so many friend requests because of my YouTube channel that I kind of had to start doing triage, you know, because apparently there is a friend limit. I don't know if they've raised it since, but there was like a hard limit of like 4 or 5 or 6,000 friends or something. And after that point, you couldn't have any more. And I was starting
Right.
to butt up against the limit. And so I started saying at first it was okay if we have 5 mutual friends or more, I'll add you. And then for a while, I had to bump it up to 10. Then things started to taper off. So I went back down to 5. And then Facebook killed my account unfairly. And now I'm down to like 253 friends on my new account. But even so, I'd still like to be able to sort by friend, like by mutual friends for the friend requests, just so I can make sure that I have a good chance of actually having interacted with someone before I say yes or no.
Mark Fu. Yes.
That's all. I mean, because for a while there, my friend list was, or like my wall, my page was nothing but stuff from people I didn't know. I wasn't actually keeping up with friends or family anymore. It was just folks who had subscribed to me at some point, you know.
Yeah.
And I was starting to feel like I wanted more of a like a friend experience on Facebook rather than just people who know me virtually. And
And that's
so in a
the.
way, I'm kind of glad I started over, but even so, I still want that ability to sort by number of friends.
Yeah, that's the bad part about um, being public on your private account. If you want to look at it that way, you know, you have people who know you from your public appearances asking to be private friends,
Yeah.
and they do kind of crowd out the people you actually do interact with on a regular basis.
And I've got some friends who I'm not sure would be a great mix with my parents as well.
Oh
And
yay!
maybe I don't necessarily want them interacting with my parents, for example, on my Facebook page. Um, Especially since most people have no way of knowing who my mother or father are because of their last name being completely different from not only mine, but each other's. So someone could be like a good friend of mine could be dumping on a relative and never know it, and I'd have to pick sides, and it could get really unpleasant. Now, granted, it wouldn't so much be my parents right now because let's face it, we're on the outs, but it could be something else, and I don't know exactly what might happen, but I know something could, and I'd rather head that off at the pass. You know what I mean?
Tayo korostuu. Yes.
I mean, there have been times where I've had people on my friend list where, like, I know them from completely different places and both of them are good friends and I don't want to lose either one of them, but they start getting into it on my page. And I'm like, I want to break this up, but I can't do it without taking sides. And I really don't want to. What the fuck, you know?
Me bufu.
There's actually someone that I ditched entirely and I hated doing it, but like, he was someone I was never really too terribly sure about. Like, he kind of gave off friendly vibes, but also kind of gave off creeper vibes, right? And he bought me so much stuff
I
off of
was
my
going to
wish
ask if this
list.
was the guy who kept sending you presents after you told him to go fuck
Yeah,
himself.
and like, the thing is, I did let him into my world a little bit more. Like, I let him onto my Facebook page, I let him onto my Twitter page, and then he started going full on alt right with all of my friends. And I was like, what the fuck? Where did this side of you come out? Like, where was it hiding before this, before now? Like, when did you turn into that guy? And after a while it got so bad, and by after a while I mean like 2 or 3 days, it got so bad I just had to block him. There was nothing else I could do. There was no way to get him to stop being a dick to all of my friends. And I was like, I thought you were better than this. I thought I knew you better than this. And I punted him. And the worst part is, the last person to buy me anything off of my wish list, which was a couple of days ago, was him. He sent me that Shira sticker for my laptop.
Okay.
And I'm like, this
He's
guy won't go away.
he's likely also the one that sent you the big dildo, isn't
Oh, I'm almost certain of it.
he?
Yeah, I'm almost certain he's the one who sent me that gigantic. I didn't open it. I didn't open it. I found out what it was through Amazon. I was fairly certain what it was from the dimensions of the, I hate to use this word, but package that it came in. But when I figured that out, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw this in the dumpster, and I did. So I never actually saw it with my own eyes, but it was pretty easy to guess what it was.
Shepe. Moo.
So,
It
so I'm
is.
pretty damn sure he's the one who sent that as well. I don't know. I mean, so far he's been harmless, and I hope it stays that way. But I don't know.
It's foo foo.
Hell, for all I know, he's watching this right now.
Hi, how you
Well,
doing?
it's not like he's blocked on your channel,
I
at
don't
least as
even.
far as I know.
I don't even know if you know you. I don't even know if I know who you're talking about. So that's.
Yeah, well, in any event.
The 1980 Olympics.
Okay, in almost any event.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm. Oh man, I'm getting tired already.
Is you go night night.
No, but I could definitely see sacking out on the floor and just getting super stoned. Like the kind where you're not necessarily 100% certain you're still on Earth or even alive anymore, kind of stoned.
Moo.
Yeah. Usually requires the right music.
Curl up with the cats stoned.
I'm also on like season 8 or 9 of ER, so there's that too. I think it's actually only 7. Yeah, 7. I'm near the end of season 7. That's the one where Dr. Weaver starts figuring out she's a lesbian.
Diokorostu.
And you know, I always kind of thought she was hot. In a way. I mean, she was definitely at the time and probably even still now way the hell too old for me. But she had a vibe. She had an energy I could like. I'm just saying.
Moo.
And I suppose I could have some, actual food, dinner, that kind of thing.
Could have some cat flakes.
I could. I'm not going to, but I definitely, you're right, I could. I absolutely could. But I won't.
What's wrong with cat flakes? They're tasty.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
Could have French cat.
No, I couldn't.
Poached cat?
All of mine are freedom cats. You see. So they're not French cats, they're freedom cats.
Cat over easy.
I suppose that I could make some more of this.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, I am trying to decide. Like, I think I want to do rice next, but I'm not sure how to make um, the ground turkey contrast with it properly with a good color that's spooky. You see, because I'm thinking like red and blue is a little too Superman, and red and green is a little too Christmas.
Okay. Yeah.
So I got to figure something out. Blue and purple is just weird. It just looks like raisins in the sky with diamonds.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
Agfu in the moo with poo poo.
So, do they like just go completely insane, or is there a deeper meaning to that shit that we don't know?
What, that group, the musical group?
Well, the Beatles just sort of like when they grew out their hair and started protesting Vietnam, their music got weird.
I think it was the drugs.
Hmm. And apparently, that John Lennon was not a nice man.
Apparently.
Ah, well, what you gonna do? I guess I'm glad the Beatles weren't ever my heroes.
Yeah, I can't
I
say
did
they
find
were.
myself wondering if like did like young girls and women really like faint at concerts from flipping out because they loved them so much, or was that just a 50s movie trope?
I think that really was happening. Um, I think it's being explained as some repressed sexuality thing. I don't know.
Hmm. Well, it always kind of bothered me, the whole idea where like it didn't matter what it was. If there was anything that was even remotely scary and a woman saw it, she would have to freak out and freeze up, except for screaming. And the only thing that would snap her out of it is if a man would come along and slap her across the face. It was the only way to shake her out of her hysteria. It always bothered me where it was like, oh, women just aren't mentally equipped to handle this, that, or the other thing. It just didn't seem right. Like even just, oh my God, a mouse. Let me stand on top of the table flipping out because it might get me. Yeah. Okay. Sure. I don't know.
I hate Mises to pieces.
What?
I hate Mises to pieces.
Nieces to pieces?
Yes.
The hell are you talking about?
Jinx the cat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I'll just be over here.
And then there's this kitten over here. Who's being a kitten. A 5-year-old kitten. Yeah, you. Yeah.
Is she like starting heat again?
Not that I know of.
Because it seems like she hasn't done that for a while. Have you been rogering her with a Q-tip like they say to do?
No, actually, no.
Hmm.
But no, she hasn't.
I mean, I don't think cats just grow out of heat, do they?
Not that I know of.
Maybe it's not on a monthly cycle like it is for humans.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, is it? See, I was just guessing.
It's not on a monthly cycle, no.
Oh, what is it on?
I don't know, maybe twice, 3 times a year.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains a thing or two.
Yeah, not quite pond far, but
Yeah, and
not
not at all Kate Farr.
Deo Carastu.
Yeah, that's another reason why I should never be a parent. If I ever had a son, I'd be tempted to name him Palm, or Pawn rather. You know, or Out. So that whenever the teacher would be taking roll, it'd say out, far, far out. That was yeah. Anyway, far out. I'll just be over here.
It is full, really full of the poo poo.
On second thought, I think I'm going to be over there in the kitchen place where they do the food making because I need food.
Food is good. Food is yummy.
Yeah.
Food is tasty.
So I'll talk to you later. Have fun.
Have fun. You be good.
Hasta la
Yay.
bye bye.
Yay. And to everyone, will I say, I want to thank everybody who's here, and I want to thank everybody who's not here. I keep saying this every time, but I'm sincere. Every time I say this, really I am. You guys keep me going, such as it is. I know things are a little rough right now, but you guys are actually helping me through. And what can I say? I mean, as long as you guys keep liking this stuff, and as long as you keep coming around, and as long as I'm alive to do it, I'll keep doing it. And I hope I keep bringing you good stuff. And hopefully, okay. And yes, I still need to call you, honey. I'll have to get to that. Because I've got some stuff to set up and everything, and we'll see what we can do. All right. So, in the meantime, I'm going to see what else I can do this week. Hopefully, I'm going to get my laptop in tomorrow, and I can spend the day setting that up. And then I'll try to fix the stuff that's broken on this thing and set it up on the other side of this machine, and maybe be all set and ready to go with some really good stuff on Sunday. Okay. And in the meantime, thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.